Hello everybody, and welcome back to Humankind. Today is, I have to admit, a little bit of an unexpected coverage for me. Wasn't planning on doing this stream, but today the Fabius Maximus update for Humankind has come out, and you might already see a couple of small changes. For example, randomize all AI. Absolutely fantastic. If I head into my world options, you can see strategic resource amount can now be changed as well. I'm going to put that on abundant. I'm going to do the same for luxury resource amount. I could choose scarce, normal, and abundant. I'm going to go with abundant for that as well. I'm going to be playing on nation difficulty on blitz speed today because it is more about the journey than the destination. That is right. Today, they sneakily launched the Fabius Maximus update. Shout out to you, Huck, for tweeting it at me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have realized on what was, I have to admit, quite a sleepy Saturday morning for me. However, here we are. We're just going to try this update out and see how it goes. It is a sneaky update stream. Absolutely sneaky update stream. I have the patch notes in the description, the key changes. If you're interested at any point, they are down there. By and large, we're looking at, particularly what I'm interested in testing are some changes to the Neolithic era. Mammoths have been buffed, units have some maintenance, a couple of small changes like that. A lot of civics have been changed. I'm not sure if we'll get to test them, but they have. And crucially, quite a few cultures have been nerfed. So we're going to try and naturally play with the nerfed cultures if we can. Hence why there are fewer players in this game than normal, so that I can actually play with some cultures that I want. In the first era, we have the Harappans and the Phoenicians, who have been buffed or nerfed. So, kind of fun. This was unexpected. Incredibly unexpected. What are the actual reasons to play Candy Crush if there are so many of them? Well, these are life's greatest questions that I hope to answer. Yeah, so it's the beta version of the Fabius Maximus update, so some of the stuff that I've already covered on the channel has been released. The big changes, as I'm saying, are generally changes to cultures, right? Those are the ones that people are going to be most interested in. Some tweaks, some nerfs to some powerful cultures, some buffs to a couple of underused ones, although I do note the Egyptians are surprisingly lacking from that list. Which surprises me, but maybe I'm the only one. Either way, playing on blitz speed, gonna try out these cultures. As I say, more about the cultures than anything, although there have been a lot of civics that have been nerfed and buffed along the way too. Around 5 or 6 of them from the get-go. Ooh, let's smash down an outpost there while we wait. Yeah, 5 or 6 civics have been buffed as well. In terms of other, I mean, heaps and heaps of bug fixes. I wouldn't even like to spend too much time on them, but lots of bug fixes. And also some generic changes as well. I think we'll see, for example, main plazas reducing, providing less influence. Some changes to the first religious pick as well. Lots of really good small changes. Did we get the Olmec buff that we were after? That is a fantastic question. Unfortunately, I believe the answer at the moment is a no. No, I don't believe the Olmecs received some lovin'. But let's have a look-see anyway. And as I say, this is more to me about testing the updates rather than, you know, wow, okay, well, we just got... Clearly on blitz mode, not a lot has changed. Amazing. Yeah, no, of course, blitz mode is always going to be blitz mode, right? We shouldn't change our expectations around that too much. But what I'm really interested in are those cultures. The Harappans are taken. Luckily, yeah, so the Harappans have been taken. They received a nerf to their district. However, the Phoenicians have been buffed. So I think what we'll do is we'll jump into the Phoenicians and grab some of that action. So what do we have here? So, yeah, so as you can see, a small change to the Phoenician. Nation Blitz, it still happens. Yeah, it does. It still happens. So a small change to them, but as you can see, they have changed their trait. Trading Pioneers now not only provides +2 money for traders, but a small boost to some research. So you'll get a slight research buff to fishing and sailing. It's not a lot, but it might actually matter because those technologies are really key. And you'll see that actually throughout this update as well. I believe the Romans have received a similar tweak whereby they get a boost to Imperial power, helping them get their unique unit online faster. I think the idea behind this buff to the Phoenicians, quite naturally, is to allow them to get... Oh my god, the artwork has changed and I don't know how I feel about it. Wow, that really knocked me for 6. I did not expect that. Okay, Scout artwork has changed. That's right, Rodro. Look away. But we've also noticed the money change as well. I mean, you can see it's a little bit in beta mode at the minute, but it looks like we're receiving more upkeep from our scouts now. So they're a little bit more expensive to afford. You'll see my economy is instantly tanking. Let's upgrade this into a city and have a wee test run. What we should see here is less influence generation from the outpost, from the main plaza. Not sure if that's actually happening or not, but it's there. Let's go with what we do best, which is pottery workshop. Although arguably, actually we should really just be doing industry, shouldn't we? Either way, let's do the classic, get rid of some of these dudes. Save us a bit of money. Ooh, that saved us a lot of money, actually. Right, so it looks like they have around 7 GPT. Because my GPT just went up by 7, didn't it, when I got rid of those. So so they've changed the cost to around 7 GPT, which isn't terrible. I think we can actually afford to get rid of even one more. Into Bibbly Boss. Yeah, we can. Go, Bibbly Boss! And it's still growing at a reasonable rate. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. They actually increased the influence. Oh, sorry, I've got that round the wrong way. Thank you, Miles. Right, so we're now earning more influence from our outposts. Good to note. Good to note. So it's actually been doubled, not halved. That is a very interesting improvement. I guess, actually, that'll change the meta a bit, because that will make Pottery Workshop arguably a lot less useful. Because effectively we've got built-in pottery workshops now. Interesting. Okay. So we do have cheaper fishing. For the Phoenicians, it seems like a great win. I actually wonder if the minus 25% is even powerful enough. Shami! That's right. That's right. Thanks, Huck. Don't forget to like the surprise stream. This update's going to confuse a lot of people. I think you're right. The new runners are all hot Arab men, according to Shami. Didn't know I wanted that, but I'll take it. There's the quote of the day. Brilliant. More influence. Yeah, more influence, which means more expansion, which makes me wonder, how have our expansionist stars changed? I haven't played Blitz mode in a while. So, not entirely sure about that. Yes, we do have some adjustments to the tech tree. A lot of them, I think, are more important toward the late game. But we do have a different scaling factors being applied to technologies based on their tier from the medieval age onwards. And there was another reasonable change to the tech tree as well that I noted when I was looking through the notes, but I can't quite recall it off the top of my head. I don't actually have them in front of me at the minute, because I've got, live stream stuff up on that spare space, so I can't actually look at them right now, unless I look at the description, I suppose. I did put them in the description. Or at least to be honest, actually a cut down version in the description. Because there's just so much. It literally wouldn't fit in the within YouTube's limits. I love it. Well, to resolve that fight, I would have liked to have come into contact with a couple of woolly mammoths, because they have been buffed by, I think, 3 combat strength from memory. Although maybe I'm just putting 3s in my mind. Either way, our founding civics, I don't believe, have been changed. But interestingly, now that influence has been buffed, the patch notes are in the description, Herbert. Now that influence has been buffed, I wonder maybe whether moving towards tradition is the play. Let's try and do it. This is a test game. Let's see. And we will also continue to move towards tradition by grabbing customary laws, which will give us even more faith per territory. Those are very cheap, aren't they? Like, strikingly cheap. Let's settle probably this territory with the horses next. So we'll just bounce across this way and grab that 14-13 all day, baby. Absolutely brilliant. Mammoths are now 14 instead of 13. Not sure if that's the buff I wanted. I'm not sure if 1 combat strength makes them scary enough. I mean, time will tell, I suppose. 1 combat strength could be the difference. It could be the make or break moment. I suspect it ain't, but it could be. Bibbly Boss. Damn, that scout is really throwing me. It kind of looks like the head isn't attached to the body from a distance. Is that just me? I think it might be the necklace. The necklace is creating this line where, when I look at it as its small version, it kind of looks like the head's detached. Oh, look, I should just be quiet. Whoa. I'm seeing a minus 15 on my stability, and I'm scared. As if I needed any more stability penalties. Where did we catch that in the patch notes? Wow. That is, to be honest, a little scary. Okay. 9 industry at the cost of 15 stability. Sorry, we're hemorrhaging food left, right, and center, though, so let's actually just make sure that the people can eat. Let's give them a farmer's quarter. That'll give us another job for more food. And, for goodness sake, do the expert thing. Thank you kindly. Probably actually need even more food, which is ludicrous, but it is what it is. Minus 15 stability for the adjacency, by the looks. Because if I build it here, I don't take the stability impact. In fact, it's only minus 5. So the district itself is providing a minus 5. But then on top of that, there are various extra penalties being applied for having more districts and having synergies on adjacent exploitations. How about it? How about it? They did not change Collective Mines or Landraiser in this beta update. They did not, or at least it's not in the patch notes. Huck, my favorite part. Increased production cost on raising a 4-unit horde to match the cost of 4 times production of a single unit. Horde units require 2 horses. Yeah. So we're nerfing the Huns, or bringing them in line with where they should be, I suppose, is maybe a little more accurate. Let's found this wonderful prosperous one here. Jump on that discovery. No changes with those. I don't think we really expected any though, so that's fine. There's another outpost established, and here's me jumping onto a river. Brilliant. Bibbly Boss will continue to grow. I'll just buy it, a farmer's quarter. I think I can afford that. Get it a bit of infrastructure, and holy moly, is it expensive, or is it expensive to build adjacent districts now? What the heck is going on? Yeah, they tweaked a lot of those per population things, didn't they? And the French are but one of those tweaks. Whew, I'm actually quite hesitant to even... Oh my goodness, the archer look has changed too? Oh my goodness, it's a whole new game. What? What? I feel so out of place and lost. Amazing. Amazing. Jeepers. Also, I'm thinking, sorry, I'm just making a couple of notes as I go through. This is absurd. This is absurd. I'm thinking probably what we would like to try and do is really not hemorrhage all of our stability. Edit illustrations for various common units. Go you! Oh man. Okay, I'm thinking we'll probably still go with the old attach strategy. Although I would like to get my harbours down first with influence. The merchant update hasn't been changed, but we will need to pick a... Oh, although we could use it for our gold, I guess. Oh, we haven't discovered any of those resources. Here is a interesting change. This religious screen has been tweaked many times, and now you can see it's been changed again. So polytheism is now providing +6 faith. That's up +1 from what it used to provide on the main plazas. However, shamanism has really become a lot more interesting. Now we're receiving 2 faith on main plaza, that's on cities, but also 2 faith on administrative centers. For the sake of the patch update, I'm going to choose that one. I think they're now a lot more closely aligned in terms of balance, and it now makes a lot more sense to choose shamanism, particularly if you're playing outpost-heavy cultures like the Huns and so on. But even more broadly, actually, I think this is a much better update for faith, and we're probably going to see polytheism align more closely with shamanism. I just still don't know if shamanism quite has enough to get across the line. I still think that polytheism could be better. However, polytheism is capped hard by the city cap, whereas shamanism is not. So let's try shamanism anyway. At the moment, it's earning me the same amount of faith regardless. Speaking of faith, let's smash down our holy site. Before I build any more districts here, I think. And I'll put an extra person into industry to help speed that along. And plot out a bit more of this island. Brilliant. A deer that I don't want a bar of. We'll just ignore it. Actually, we'll put you on auto explore. You can do you. Here's the new buffed mammoth. Holy moly, that extra combat strength. Whew. Can't mess with that bad boy. How are we doing? We are a long way off fishing. Probably shouldn't have beelined straight to fishing on reflection. But you know what? It'll do. Let's buff Bibbly Boss in that case, how it needs to be buffed. By expansioning and grabbing our expansionist star. The administrative center is the outpost attached to a city. Yeah, totally. That's an administrative center. Yeah. Before then, of course, it is an outpost. Sorry for confusion, Jacob. I will tend to call them the same thing because in my mind they're the same. But of course, you're right. Technically, they're not. The outpost needs to be attached before it becomes technically an administrative center. Woof, there's a lot of extra populations, which is brilliant. Let's slam out a whole lot of extra industry. And you know what? We kind of need someone to be claiming outposts. And with this unit off auto-explore, let's put you on it. You can run around down that way and explore, and you can pop in here and grab my new outpost. Please and thank you. And it looks like I might be being cut off. Oh my god, where there's a will, there's a way. How about it? Brilliant. And Bibbly Boss has got religious rites. A little bit late, but I'll grab it. A little bit of extra production towards the holy site. It'll help with our next one, right? It'll help with our next one. Hey, good to see you, Tinker. No need to apologize. It's a surprise stream for a surprise update. I don't expect all the normals to be along. The normals. All the regulars to be along. Absolutely a surprise update. Thank you so much, by the way, to everybody who has absolutely dominated that like button. I appreciate you for a somewhat late surprise stream. I really appreciate it. Okay, we built the first holy site. Hallelujah, go us. We unlocked fishing through our buffed fishing research, thanks to the new buffed Phoenicians. Let's also build our new harbour. 10 food and 10 gold. Absolutely fantastic. And after we do that, I think we should probably get whale poop and incense and saffron. Yeah, I think that resources have been buffed. Having 4 luxuries in a territory does feel like a bit of a shift up a gear, I'll admit. We have enough influence to get our second city, so no time like the present. Let's smash that out. That'll be even more faith. Even more influence, of course, now that the main plaza is generating even more influence. Can maps be bigger than this? Yes, they can. I thought they were dropping the update in November. This is a beta version. Yeah, the beta version of the update. So it doesn't include everything that will be in the final one, but it's a chance for us to test it on Steam, get our grubby little hands on it a little early. Patch notes in the description if you're just tuning in. Plus what influence on the main plaza? It's still good. It's still good. It is definitely still good. Look at this new artwork, everybody who's just tuning in. It's a whole new game! Team food, not mad. 7 industry, kinda mad. Let's go team food and put you on expert policy, food and industry. Buy your pottery workshop and your farmer's workshop while we're at it. And let's get you an industrial district cruising up that way as well. Sidon, and you're away laughing. Grab domestication. We do also have cheaper sailing, which I'll get eventually, but maybe just not quite yet. And is this a border or is this a border? It is a border! From a people who have spawned to the north. Brilliant. We might militarize them or something, try and test out some new units or something like that. We'll let them grow up either way. They will be my test subject. Sorry, friends. There's a whole load of era stars unlocked, and look how easy The expansionist stars are now. Jumbo Streams is my only cure to boredom on YouTube. I appreciate you, Mac. Hey, Stage, good to see ya. Does that mean new Olmec image? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it is just units. The Olmecs have not received the love they need yet, Tinker. And yes, Huck raises a great point. If you want to download the beta update yourself, I'll include it in my video that I make on the update, just summarizing all of the key changes a little bit later today. But if you'd like to download it and try it out now, like me, the sneaky Saturday update, you can do just that by heading to Steam, right-clicking on Humankind, Properties, and Betas, and you'll find the October update there. Thank you, Huck, you're a hero. Let's go to maybe Homeland for something a bit different. Maybe we just ignore it. No, actually, it's really important for me that I choose these civics because there are a lot of new civics, and we want to try and push ourselves towards different ends of the axes. I don't often move toward Homeland, so I'm going to do that. We're going to go Homeland and Tradition, and see if we can get some funky civics out of Homeland and Tradition. That city is free, which is tempting, but I will ignore it and keep moving because it might be useful to have them there, is what I'm thinking. And then, in terms of the rest of this tech tree, like I say, we do have buffed sailing. Not mad at that. City defense, look at the new warrior look. Holy moly. And the new bronze working look as well. Let's actually just take a minute here to respect a lot of the new looks in the update, right? The warrior update, looking absolutely slick. Other visual updates, of course, include the spearman as well. What a hat, what a time. The wheel, basically they've gone through and updated a whole load of artwork for all kinds of different early units. I see you hiding in the shadows, swordsman, which is cool. I mean, it's it doesn't actually change anything in the game, but it does refresh it a little bit. There's city defense. Oh my goodness, I don't have my sound on. I've missed alerts. There haven't been any, but I apologize. Nonetheless, I should really turn my sound on. I hadn't realized the new update came out in beta till finding the stream. What a great surprise! Oh, surprise, Pete! Yes, absolutely. A very sneaky launch of the update. And like I say, I'll be covering it in a video later today, just to try and sort of demonstrate and show some footage for each of the changes. Partly, of course, while we're here today, why we're here this morning in a surprise stream to try and test out some of these updates. I don't think there have been any updates to the rest of the religious system. These should all be unchanged. I didn't see any in the patch notes. Yeah, it looks like none of them have changed. We'll go respect the seas, because we started with the shamans, and I will remember to change it. They haven't changed this, which is a shame. But there we go. We'll go respect the seas. We'll jump into Taoism. We'll buff our harbors a little bit. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. I do want to smash down an outpost in this territory. None of them are actually as brilliant as I might like. But smash it up there, I suppose. 3 turns, not terrible. Sidon. Got some harbors. Outside of shamanism, no religion updates. Yeah, I suspected as much. To be honest, though, that shamanism update is a nice update nonetheless. Pretty happy with that. Grab that horse ranch, and that makes animal barns somewhat useful to me now. I think I'm building another one up there, hey. Yes. Yes. So if we get animal barns and Sidon, that'll help it along. And then we will smash down a holy site down that way in Sidon. As a slight priority, but not a massive one. Help it get some extra food and so forth. Our stars are going great guns. We can move through. Checks notes. So, in this era, we are playing, I believe the Romans are the only one to have changed here. And it's a little bit of a stealthy update. A little bit of a stealthy update to the Romans. Not a massive one, but you can see it hidden in their tenet, the Legion's finest. Now we receive a minus 25% research cost on Imperial power. It's not huge, but it matters. And let me show you why. I'm going to jump through and grab them regardless. We've got the leadership civic. We always go liberty, and I will continue to go liberty by grabbing small council. So yeah, it's not massive, but if we have a look at the tech tree when we can, I'll just go writing for now to get that next district unlocked and absolutely retreat away from those two bears. But I've retreated into a corner, so feels bad, man, feels bad, man. And I'll smash down an outpost there while I'm here. Let's jump through as the Romans and take a look at the change that they've seen. Like I say, not a massive one. Although because the way that we earn expansionist stars is changing over time, arguably maybe that's also a stealth buff to the Romans. You can see now it's going to be a little bit easier for me to get my expansionist stars. But really where this buff comes in, and to be honest, I would like to see the values tweaked a little bit. I'm not sure if it's quite enough. But basically it comes in here. Research cost of imperial power has been reduced by 25%. So you can see it rivals technologies that cost around 250 science, and at the moment it costs 190. So that is a reasonable upgrade if you're not producing any science. 60 science is quite a lot. It's 3 turns worth, even in blitz mode at the moment for me. So it shouldn't be scoffed at. Essentially the idea is you can unlock their unit earlier. But also, by extension, you're unlocking imperial power earlier, which is a great technology in of itself. It's a small buff, but it could make a difference to the overall Roman experience. And when you combine it with changes to expansionism and the increased influence generation on city outposts, it's actually quite easy to see how the Romans have been buffed. And of course, the weird stability impacts of building adjacent districts, right? Take a look at this one. Minus 15 stability now. Maybe also the Triumphant Arc is just that little bit better too. I'm not sure, but either way, let's finish this holy site, get some harbours down for some absolute whomping food generation, and then maybe we look at our triumphal arcs a little bit later. They're actually not a huge priority for me at the moment, in really any of my cities. Sidon can absolutely grab this, but not before smashing down a harbour. It's a shame we didn't get a few more of our unique Phoenician ones down, but like I say, it's not one of my priorities, really. But absolutely connecting all of these resources, my god. Go, abundant resources. Over 100 watching. Oh, brilliant. Hey, Debo, good to see you. Glad the notification was on. I can't wait to download the beta. Never would have noticed without you. Oh, I'm glad you noticed, Marge. I'm glad you noticed. Brilliant. Welcome along, everybody, tuning into this surprise live stream. And thank you to everybody who has absolutely, I hate to ask, but absolutely destroyed the like button. I appreciate that a lot. Minus 25% on one tick doesn't seem like much. You're right, it's not, Pete. It's not. I would like to see it at more like minus 50. I reckon we could get away with minus 50 and that would still be okay. However, as incremental changes go, the Romans and expansionists more broadly have seen many favourable incremental changes out of this update. And imperial power is a damn good technology to have buffed. At least it's not something stupid. It's really probably one of the best technologies in the era, actually. Maybe the best. I haven't done an analysis on it, but it could almost be the best. It is that good. I mean, it's the last district, the last sort of notable district as well. I have space for a third city. We may as well found it. And grab the necessary upgrades in it. Roma, the city that is. Oh my god, and now the archers have changed again. They're gingers! Oh, this is incredible. and you thought the changes hadn't ended. Here they go. Look at the archers now. The Roman archers are gingermen. And a woman riding their scout. And a wonderful slight adjustment to their spearmen. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. These are the changes we're living for, obviously. Stability is already low in this city, so I guess I will build my triumphant Roman arch as a first priority. And, you know, of course, we'll go on expert policy. Because why not? Ooh, although, actually, can we expertly industrialize rather than expertly food here, please? Thank you. Religious tolerance is unlocked. We'll probably go full homeland, plus 5 faith on territory when we can. Influence generation is really good. Thanks, update. And you know what? If I build more archers, it'll get even better still. So let's do that. I have 1 copper. Forge, somewhat useful. We'll build it. And you probably want to attach onto someone, don't you? But not without doing a few upgrades first. So we'll let you do that, and we'll sneak down the coastline and try and grab some of these other territories. This southern one is basically the worst one ever. Wow, what a place to settle. I imagine we settle somewhere around here to get a little bit of industry, maybe some cheeky science. That's a tough sell. That is a really tough sell. Been the first to discover writing, of course. Yeah, like a 2-7? Yikes. Yikes. Here's our next religious upgrade. As we noted, no more changes to these along the way, but nice to have nonetheless. Because civics have been buffed, I'm quite interested, although the +5 food from Harp. No. Civics have been buffed, so I'm going to go undertake pilgrimage to buff up my ability to choose civics that little bit more. Let's do that. Yeah, minus 50% on Imperial Powers where it needs to be. I do agree. The lowest ability might let players hit the capital punishment civic tree more often. Yeah, well, you're right. It will shake up the entire meta. It will absolutely shake up the entire meta. I think even choosing the sort of the faithy options much more tenable now. Also, maybe reduces district spam as well. Could be an inadvertent change. Let's put a holy site in this city as well. Maybe get the whole dang crew on it while we're here. Sure. We'll get Bibli Boss on it. Doesn't change much if Bibli Boss ain't. And then I have a few fairly basic technologies to hoover up. Get sailing. And then philosophy. And then we'll beeline our Roman Imperial power. Because that feels like what we're meant to do. And I guess the good part about it being included in the legacy trait rather than elsewhere is that you will always keep that buff. So if you don't end up researching Imperial Power for whatever reason, you'll have it next time. Not all districts, Pete. No, it's varying to do with the adjacency cost. So the default cost is actually -5. But it can go up to -15 at the moment within this game setting. It may vary with different speeds, but that's how it is for mine anyway. So we can go celebrating on Sidon or patriotic. Let's go celebrating. This territory obviously needs a harbour, and what a whomper of a harbour it is. Our harbours are very good. It's got to be said. They are absolutely fantastic. +30 food on this measly outpost. Go you. We'll get your copper hooked up too. Hello, copper. Brilliant. And then it's probably good enough to attach. Bibli Boss has already got 1. It's got so much to improve. Look at all these resources. So we'll hook this up to Sidon. Brilliant. And get another Triumphant Arch for a little bit of extra stability here. Maybe I can then afford to actually build a freaking district. Maker's Quarters seem really good. -5 stability. Not bad. Not bad at all. We'll get 2 of them down. It's going to tank our stability a little bit, but I think it's worthwhile. And any more territories to claim on this godforsaken island, there is but one. Brilliant. Yeah, well, the idea behind a lot of the changes to stability was actually to make it more difficult in the late game P-Draggy rather than the early. Yes, Ben! It's the new resource tweak. I've got all resources set to abundant, and I think it's abundantly clear. Damn it! Defiant. Sorry, I think it's abundantly clear. I interrupted my pun to scream about that Defiant thing. Yeah, I think it's very clear that that has absolutely changed something. Going over there is risky because I might get hit by some bears. So we're just going to temporarily smash it down here on a 9-7. And then we can consider relocating it next turn. I.e. right now. For 25 influence. If I move it up there, it'll get an extra 4 industry. There, we'll get an extra 4 food though. Although we don't need food. We need industry. So I'll relocate up to there. And then get our harbour, which is where all of our food will come from. But first, a word from our sponsor. Whale poop and horses. Fantastic. On food, brilliant. Grab that copper while I'm here. Retreat away from Three aggressive AIs. Where did they even come from? What island did you sail over here from? I have no idea. Roma would like someone to attach to. Let's attach Roma up here. Make a mega Roma. And just make sure that I keep on top of my newly nerfed stability. Because I'm going to need to do that. And then we'll get the necessary upgrades here too. Nice. And there is but one more territory which could become a fourth city. Or we could just attach it onto Sidon now and be done with it. Sidon actually is already losing stability. Despite me building almost no districts. That is a yikes. Super strong infrastructures now. True, the inadvertent buff to the infrastructures is real. Ben, it is real. It says I need beta access code. No, you don't need a code. You can just select it. You can just select the beta version from the drop-down menu. I'll include it in my video later at the start of the video if you need a visual walkthrough as well. Okay, Islam. How are we upgrading you? Probably industry on the main plaza will be the most useful to me moving forward. Although we may have commons quarters to deal with. But yeah, I think we'll go industry on the main plaza. And we'll bounce around again, this time to Christianity as we pick up tier 3. Wow, we are really romping away with this religion, aren't we? Go Romans. Go you. I'm a little afraid that they're gonna ransack this. I have no means to really fight them right now. Let's regroup now that we've claimed all the territories. Nope, they're just gonna run straight by. Go you. They're gonna run straight by to try and fight my scout, who is trapped and dead. Rip. The big rip. Well, I can hoover this up for 16 influence. Sure. That's just too good to resist. That is just too good to resist. I will allow that. Yeah. And I think we need this holy site in Sidon, particularly if Sidon's going to grab this extra territory. So let's just smash another holy site down there. Nice. And then grab that for the extra population and the extra workers. And get that holy site done and dusted. In fact, it's going to be done in one turn. Nice. And now I've actually got a standing army, so let's go and stand on someone with it. I head down and fight these aggressive troops. Brilliant. Chuck this onto expert policy. Chuck 2 into industry and grab our monumental harbor. Yes. Yes. Looks like an okay-ish spot for a couple of research quarters in this city. Get our science up a bit. Love it. Maybe smash a cheeky triumphant arc in there too for good measure. Absolutely brilliant. Get that vital infrastructure online as well. Because as you rightly note, infrastructure now inadvertently buffed in a lot of ways. Right? In a lot of ways. Since it's beta, don't expect stability. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Fabius Maximus is, as Ben rightly points out, the delayer. The delayer. It's an old name from a dude who used to fight and run and hide and delay. Basically. Okay, next up, as we move through into the medieval era, I believe we have both the Mongols, who have been nerfed, alongside the Huns, but also the Khmer, if I'm not mistaken. Some changes to the Khmer. I will have to actually just reflect on my notes for these ones, though. Khmer removed 1 industry per population effect on their emblematic district. Khmer Beret now receives +4 adjacency per river. That does not appear to be showing up here. Does look like it's changed though, so I guess without any further ado, as I've said, within the medieval era, it is just 2 cultures that have been nerfed. Khmer, as I say, reductions to its, allegedly reductions to its per population industry multiplier on its district. And also the Beret now receives +4 adjacency per river, and the Mongols, just like the Huns before them, have been nerfed in the exact same way. An increased production costs to raising their 4-unit hordes on outposts now, to match the cost of producing 4 single units. Basically, it's converted to influence through the buyout formula. So essentially, to produce them on outposts has been nerfed, and horde units now require 2 horses instead of 1. Not super exciting, so we'll jump into the Khmer who have been nerfed and give them a whirl. And yeah, just to reiterate, Huck makes a great point. Don't expect stability. Don't expect stability from this update, because it is a beta update. So yeah, do approach it with caution. In fact, I don't often even play the beta updates on stream because of the risk of reduced stability. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It seems to be running okay, at least on my system. Army composition. Let's just surge more toward liberty.
It does seem logical that people
and religious tolerance, let's stream towards Homeland. Keep all of these civics unlocked, just to try and push through as far as we can. Did I do my expansionist? Well, I did as much as I could, right? So, there you go. Let's move through into the Khmer. Grab our, if you can believe it, first wonder. What the heck? I think we'll go +1 faith per food. That seems like a really good thing to choose still. No changes to the wonders. And we've got our religion fully upgraded, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, no changes to any of these. In this case, because my religion is so strong, I'm going to go with the +50 science on cultural wonders. I don't think I need all of the extra holy sites that Donate generously provides, that I would usually hoover up without asking. Yeah, I don't think that's needed this time. You'll note again that our artwork has changed. I love that it's changing through the eras. That is brilliant. It's a small thing, but I think that those small things really add up. And you'll see here that my warriors need some iron, which, ironically, I can provide to them very easily. Boom. Boom. Let's have a look at these berets. I mean, they still look like a pretty good district to me, and I don't expect actually that this nerf will be significantly impactful on how they play out. Their yields still look great. Their stability costs are the same as everything else. I don't see any particular reason why that would hurt us too much moving forward. Let's get everyone doing Machu Picchu, and let's also get Bibliboss on Landraiser for a little bit. We should probably do the same to Sidon. Yeah, because it's sort of hemorrhaging like population and food and all sorts of stuff. So let's smash down a couple of these Destructs, and maybe actually we can even get a third one, can't we? I forgot about that. Let's do that. And then again, I think we need to put another holy site here just to keep stability up, because stability is going to be much more of a challenge than it has been prior. So we'll smash that down, and we'll put you on Landraiser as well. Great. Go nuts. Just to help finish Machu Picchu as quickly as possible. Pump that out. Machu Picchu. What am I saying? Angkor Wat! Angkor Wat. Well, I seem to be moving to the left on everything. Should I just keep moving to the left and go collectivism? Maybe I should. Holy sites should exploit land like cultural wonders. They should, yeah. At the moment, they don't, of course. They just exploit their tile, but I would like to see that change, Ben, yeah. I would like holy sites to be buffed in that way. Maybe when we see more of an overarching change to religion, we might see that. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but I think that would make sense. I actually need to start trade expeditioning to get across the world too. So let's try and do that. I think that those units disappeared. So I might just head to the harbor instead. Send my army off! Off to the great unknown. Go you. Once we get the technology. Trade expeditions, quite important. After we get Imperial power, we'll bounce back for trade expeditions. Shouldn't take us too long. In fact, here comes Imperial power now.
Your empire becomes one of the giants.
My understanding is holy sites exploit the tile that is under them, but not the 6 around them, whereas wonders exploit the tiles around them like a city would.
The site of Angkor
Yeah, that's my understanding.
of reverence.
I reckon we go for the foodie, faithy, weirdy, playy. And... Nah, let's get the Hanging Gardens. And we have... okay, we could do it on... Silk. We currently could do it on Silk or on Whale Poop. But Whale Poop is hard because Whale Poop is in the water. So, not quite sure how that's gonna work. Let's go for Silk instead. Oh, I note that I am improving 2 more Sage. Kind of tempting actually. Let's do it. Let's go Sage instead. Wild, I know, but it's only going to take us a turn. Let's do it. And we've got the Unbelievers, another Civic, but I'm spending all my influence before I can make it. So, that's fine.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Trade expeditions, the Hanging Gardens are done. Who are we moving through into next era? I think we're looking at the Franks and the Harappa, and the French will be our next nerfed cultures. And we're starting to get through into some of the spicier civics now too. We'll just go get a couple of like fairly important upgrades here to our infrastructure, and also smash out our berets, which yeah, I think are still reasonable districts, to be totally honest. I think they are perfectly fine. Maybe we get a couple of Praetorian Guards here too, as we smash this city onto Land Razor as well. Try and get through this crap while we can. In terms of our next technologies, I don't think we're seeing a lot of other changes here. So let's go back through and reinforce a couple of weak spots. Pick up our science stars, grab fortifications and so on. Craftsmanship, very good. Maybe pop through to feudalism as well. Brilliant. Hey, welcome along everybody who's tuning in. It's fantastic to see you for this, I have to admit, surprise live stream. And thanks also to not just the 125 of you who are watching live at the minute, but also the 60 of you who decided to obliterate the like button and celebrate the Fabius Maximus Humankind game patch update with me. I appreciate it a lot, my dudes. I really do. I really, really do. Okay. Let's try and find a way to get it. Oh my goodness, these warriors are becoming Praetorian Guards anyway! Oh, but I'd love to find someone to punch with them. Maybe we work off the mindset that this will connect to more? Probably. Probably. Oh, kia ora, James O'Neill! There is a tick I don't often see. Welcome along, friend. My absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Okay.
Other empires are nervously
Jumbo
wondering.
Punch? Yeah, Jumbo Punch, alright. The biggest punch. I'm hoping that this is going to provide us with some sort of land bridge, or coastal bridge, I guess. We go for a forced lockdown or face bad consequences. The forced lockdown will shift me in a direction that I actually don't want to go, so I'm going to ignore it and face the bad consequences. God help me now. Embarrassing how much I suck at games. I also suck at games. I also suck at games, James. Just saw the random AI option. Much needed. Oh my goodness. Cornish fish and game. Firstly, fantastic name. Secondly, yes. Totally agree. I have been wanting a randomized AI option for so long. Particularly because I like to, as you may or may not know, incorporate personas from my subscribers. I like people to tweet me their personas on Twitter or whatever. And so, for me, it's actually especially important that I can randomize. Because that way I don't need to pick and choose between people. I don't need to be the great overlord overseer. I can instead just let the game randomly tell me who to choose. Which is fantastic. Also changes to the UI and colorblind assist as well there to help with those of us who don't see colors quite as well as everyone else. So that's a win too. A small win, but a win nonetheless. There is a great spot for a market quarter down there. But in order for me to get to it, I'm going to have to daisy chain some districts. And of course, as you know, the new cost for building like districts next to each other is quite extreme. Maybe that's an inadvertent buff to Commons Quarters as well, as I think out loud here. It could very well be. Either way, I definitely want to try and bridge out there, so I can almost do that with a market. And then to avoid the low stability, I'm almost incentivized to build odd districts here, right? I mean, the Maker's Quarter is obviously the best because of the adjacency, but it suffers the new stability penalties. And I'm not sure which trade-off is better. We got Abide, got Lucky with the smallpox. All that future oil, uranium, and aluminum. Oh my god, you're right. We are absolutely investing in the future on this territory. Hold me down. Jeepers. The abundant resources are away like there's no tomorrow. Let's go +1 food per farmer and try and shift ourselves as far left as we can along this crazy ideology axis. Banish population as well? Sure, why not? Why not? Win in Rome, which we literally are. Stability is an issue. Let's try and help that. Good idea. Because I've gone so unstable on my civics, I acknowledge I'm kind of asking for trouble here. Get a couple of fortifications, maybe. Cheeky commons, don't mind if I do. Couple of infrastructure upgrades as well. That should provide this city with what it needs. Roma's got a little bit of a standing army, which we'll just leave to stand. Do what standing armies do best. And yep, again, sort of hemorrhaging a little bit of stability, so I'll just work to improve that. With this Landraiser ability, we are getting through stuff very quickly. Hey, Russia, good to see ya. No comment. No comment. The safest comment for me to make is a no comment. It's true. Okay, let's get the stability upgrades, I suppose. As soon as I'm complaining about stability, it would make sense. We should also get walls, just in case something ungodly happens. And maybe a boat? See if you can find a boat? Seems good. Hey, look. Your wish is my command. Here we go. I see some borders. Stars, left, right, and center. Not sure why it panned me all the way over to this city, but keep up the great work. And should we go fanatical on Roma just to try and push ourselves on that along that axis? Yeah, let's do it. Let's concur. Okay. We are also approaching quite a juicy point where our civics start to become all that more juicy, which I'm kind of excited about. Looks like we can also afford some extra districts here, so no time like the present. Let's get that Wampa Gold District. It'll cost me on the stability, I realize, but a Wampa Gold District nonetheless. And I might just get a couple of fortifications by my harbours. I do like to set my land spawns in funky places, so that makes sense for me. Nice. And let's see if we can give someone a little love tap. A new wonder can be claimed. Anything else to build on our weird strategy? Maybe Stonehenge? Maybe just Notre Dame? Lighthouse of Alexandria would give us a bit of extra movement through the water. It's one that I don't normally build. Could be kind of fun. Seeing as this is more of a test game. Although, actually, the +10 stability from the Statue of Zeus is now looking a little bit more juicy too. Anyone else going to provide me with that? Stonehenge, potentially as well. Actually, yeah, let's bounce back and grab Stonehenge. It's a bit foodie, and it's also a bit religious, which are two things that I quite like in this playthrough. We'll build it in this city. We built this city on Stonehenge. Absolutely brilliant. And we'll just get everyone else to just quickly pump that out for us. No time like the present. I'll chuck everyone on it. There'll be a bit of excess production, but that's fine. And see if you can find a boat. Let's send it out into open waters. And hello! I've arrived. No! What are you doing? Let me disembark, for goodness sake. Oh my god. I spoke too soon. Okay, fine. Have it your way. We'll fight in the ocean, like absolute idiots would. Oh, but you're gonna jump up onto land. I see you. Thankfully, my units vastly outweigh theirs in terms of raw power. In fact, would you just look at that power? My god. This actually turned out to be a wonderful success story. Go you! We're gonna have to jump up on land. Not sure why it's panned me all the way over here. That's fine. Jump up there and do a cheeky fight. Oh, actually, I probably should have stayed off the flag. They might have jumped on it in a fit of stupidity. Either way, we've got the flank going on now. Should be a piece of cake. Noise. I guess I'll just build all of these, because stability is tough, but these are easier. I'll strategically place a couple of unit spawns around these coastlines, so that I can spawn wherever I want. One up by the capital too, and maybe one inland as well. Just get a few, like I say, a few strategic spawn positions around the place. Also help with my stability, I acknowledge. Let's just get all the infrastructure, because why not? And you've got a great spot for a little gold district just there. So we'll chuck that in too. Nice. 26 more likes to triple digits. Come on, chat! I believe in you. I believe in chat too, Huck. I believe in chat too. Go you. Go you. What's going on here? Just the same garbage that was going on last time, but we won that fight. Thank you very much. Okay, well it is an aggressive outpost, so it makes sense that they would do a bit of a reckless fight on me there. Slaves. Yeah, let's buff our commons quarter. Sort of slightly sending me in the wrong way. Oh! Here, actually, we have a slight changed civic. There are many changed ones in this update, around 10 to 12. And this is the first one, so it's a change to slaves. A lot of the changes are like this, where one option has been changed. Now you can see that slaves either buffs commons quarters or garrisons. And actually, I've got quite a few garrisons. I'm going to go for the garrison upgrade this time. War slaves, an option I would not have chosen prior.
You may treat them like loot and property, but they are still human beings.
And do we want to go for the immediate siege? I think we do. For some reason it's panned me over here. That's fine. I think that my Praetorian guards should have no trouble fighting these citizens. In fact, I think that's what Praetorian guards spent their entire lives doing. You can't do anything because it's a hill. And you're a cog. Go cog. We got a free cog, by the way. Brilliant. Oh, yep, and it's just chucking me back across this way. We got it. We got Teutonberg. Welcome to the team, Teutonberg. You absolutely awful city. I'll probably just burn it down. Oh my goodness, and it's time to move through. 84th. 80th like from Terra. The 84th from Browser Gaming. Good to see you, Browser Gaming. 88 we're up to now, so another 4 people thought they'd jump in and give their generous likes too. Right, so moving through into the early modern era. I don't know if there's actually any nerfed cultures or buffed cultures here. My recollection is there isn't. I believe this era was untouched in this update. Then we move through into the next one, there are a few. So actually what I would like to do then is test maybe a cultural affinity. I note that the aesthete empires can spend money on state propaganda in order to push back foreign influence or increase their prestige. So let's try an aesthete culture, which I guess means Ming. Yeah. Joseon for the turtle boats. Khmer were nerfed, not too much, but they were, yep. I didn't really notice it too much. Mainly just around their adjacency bonuses have been pulled back a bit. The like gang, go you Greenhawk! Okay, so let's go Ming. Let's try out the aesthetic culture. Ming, of course, a reasonable pick for me as well. Just in general, because I'm wanting to... My god, that's a great outfit. Because I'm wanting to buy all the civics I can. Brilliant. And we're burning this place down, so it actually doesn't matter about the parade.
Geog, will the world remember Ming China for its caravans carrying brilliant ceramics? Or for its
nice, and
hunger
we
for
just
the
got
territory
feudalism,
those
which is going to make
caravans cover?
this build much easier. So let's just burn that to the ground. Sorry. Send this cog off to explore the wonderful world that is. And bring this dude back to base. Nice. In terms of future techs, is there anything that I'm particularly interested in? I mean, 3-masted ship I am, and I'll probably actually wait to build cities until I get that. And then we'll go through to gunpowder to get our glorious unique unit, the rocket cart. And I suppose we might as well put down some grand tea houses. Wow. What a district. They've been, of course, inadvertently buffed because stability has been nerfed, I suppose is the best way to put it. So let's put down these tea houses and just make all of the influence that we possibly can. Love it. Roma is going to jump on the influence bandwagon too. Also stability, it's worth noting. 2 things that I absolutely need. I feel like it wouldn't hurt to get a couple of research districts down as well. There's a good spot for a couple of future ones. You can almost never build the rocket court without those resources. Yeah, the rocket court, the rocket cart, rather, Ben. The rocket cart is a tricky one, isn't it? It's pretty thirsty.
If trouble comes, 5 market
Boom, so
posts
smash that
should
down and
provide you
probably
with a
place an
number of
outpost just back
pragmatic
exactly where it was. Although, there's a wonderful spot for a research quarter right there. Let's go 7-11 instead. Not as good as the 21 down there, but I get my food from my harbors. Right? Like, look, plus 40 food. Boom. So, it's not such a big deal. And yay, we've found some foreign borders as well. In that case, let's establish the wonderful city of Beijing right here. And smash down a grand temple. Was I calling it a tea house? I may have been. Smash down a grand temple. Clear some ruins. Sure. And get a garrison, which is now providing me with, that's right, you heard it here first, +1 industry. Holy moly. The world is a changed place. No, I'm really grateful, actually. Fundamental values, that sounds like a bit of me. Minus 50% commons quarter cost, or minus 50% garrison cost. I would actually prefer that because we buffed our garrisons. So I'm going to step away from Liberty just for a moment to grab that garrison buff. Our garrison's now quite cheap and actually quite good, which is quite fun. Bibliboss would probably like an island territory, and oh my god, you're right about the resources here. You can count them on one hand, but only just. I was playing AoE 4, how did I miss this? Alec! I don't know! Your Civics will end up costing like 700. Super jealous of those garrison yields? Yeah, aren't they fantastic? This is a sneaky surprise stream. It's a sneaky surprise stream. I guess Bibbly Boss could probably hoover that up. Yeah, you damn straight it can't. Let's buff our garrisons. And smash a tea house down on that island too, because why not? Our scouts have changed again. Love it. Let's wander in and see what these independent people are all about. Peaceful?
So, will this independent people
They
be
are
an
peaceful.
ally or an enemy?
I reckon we
Barrier
can
or
probably
blessing?
take them with our
Their
frickin'
future
Praetorian
will
guards
be
here
in
too.
their hands.
They are just so strong. Let's get one more. And then heal up this army.
A great
And maybe we
mausoleum.
just march in across
Perhaps
this new
the next
land.
question is,
Do what we do
whose
best.
body goes
Expand.
No doubt this independent people possess sophisticated customs, rights,
Nice.
language,
And who's
religion.
my foe? It is none other than Messy Bongo. And they are the English. Shall we trade? I want to see your resources. Yeah, you got heaps as well. Look at all this. So cheap. 5 incense you started with. Incredible. Plus 40 money on all cities. I'll take these pearls. Oh, actually, I would quite like that silk too. And that sage. Sage is great for me. Give me that. My cities will never starve again. Okay, well that was pretty good.
If you can have a trade link with every
Now,
other
let's
empire,
try out this new aesthete
it must be
ability,
true
see what
that
it's all
money has no
about.
borders,
So,
allegiances or enemies.
oh, but first, a word from our sponsor. These not tea houses. These grand tea houses. Hey, kia ora, Scott. Good to see ya. Welcome along to our surprise update stream. A surprise because the beta update was a surprise. Not quite how I was planning on spending the Saturday morning, but you know what? Not mad at it. Not mad at it. Anyway, let's try this aesthete thing. So, we have a look at our cultural spread. You can see we're spreading like wildfire. If I go to Beijing, aesthete ability, immediately bring it into my sphere of influence. Looks like this is mostly unchanged. Unless I'm missing something. This appears to have not changed too much. Convert for 120 gold, but I will gain 240 influence. So actually, that is a really nice trade-off. That's actually a really nice trade-off. 120 gold for 240 influence, and I'm making roughly the same amount per turn. So not only am I converting this territory to my influence, but also I'm getting a reasonable amount. I like that. I think that's actually worth doing, and absolutely a great spend. Almost 100 likes. We are one away! Go you, Jacob! So close! I have a lot of buffs to my harbour. Absolutely. A lot of buffs. I have my religion buffing it. I was the Phoenicians. We have all of the necessary infrastructure in place. Let's do a little bit of a romp here. I'm actually willing to trust the AI with these movements because I think, oh well, I wouldn't have redeployed that scout at the back, but as I was saying, I think this is probably a sweeping victory. We're coming up against an opponent that just can't outpace my research buffed Praetorian guards. You tip the balance. The god of all cows, we pray to you. We pray to you. And yes, Huck, you did bring it to my attention. I would have noticed it anyway, but I would not have noticed it the moment I woke up if it wasn't for the fact that you tweeted it at me, so thank you. I would have noticed it, but probably maybe, you know, half an hour or an hour later when I came to start working. So thank you for bringing it to my attention. And actually, that hour is very important because a lot of you guys go to sleep in that hour. Here's looking at you, Europeans. Here's looking at you. A brief recap for those who are just joining us. We have 130 concurrent viewers at the moment and many likes. A few cultures have been nerfed and buffed. Mostly nerfs, slight tweaks to cultures like Khmer, the Franks. A lot of per population bonuses have been nerfed. A whole load of new artwork has been added to the game. Civilizations and eras now have a unique artwork for default units, which I think is quite a cool change, actually. various civics have been buffed, and we're trying them out as we go. Buffed or nerfed, I should say. Actually, more of maybe changed is the better way to put it, because by and large, there have been changes across the board, and lots of, most notably, actually, the changes at the moment have been to stability and to adjacency bonuses for districts. Stability has become harder, and technologies, particularly from the medieval era onwards, have become more difficult to earn. Those are the changes in a nutshell, but we're still experimenting with them as we go, and I'll be providing an update video later on. +1 science per researcher, so that'll buff our internal research, or we can jump out of tradition and get +1 from trade. Obviously that +1 from trade will give me more, but I want to kind of stick with my left side of the axis roots, so I'm going to grab collectivism, get a bit of extra food from my attached territories, and elders' wisdom as well, +1 science from populations producing science. And I think like we did last time, we'll probably just destroy this, so sure, I'll just place down a Wampa Harbour while we wait. This one, though, we don't need to destroy because it's got all of the juicy infrastructure. And I mean all of the juicy infrastructure. Brilliant. So let's just get it what it needs. And there is a great spot for a couple of research quarters. So I'll get those down. Do I need any more garrisons? My garrisons are very good now. Providing +2 influence as well when they're adjacent here. Look at that go. I don't think we need any more. I think we're fine. I wonder if we can still steamroll science easily. An interesting question. Well, the techs have been nerfed quite notably. So the pacing for the late game has changed quite a bit. That should see the science beeline becoming a little bit more difficult. I'm actually going to use this ability again because this is fantastic for generating influence. However, as I understand it, there have not been any changes to collective minds. So that rush ability still exists. Yes, I'm going to ransack my own city and create a grievance against the English. As if the English cared about me ransacking my own freaking city. You're joking. But we'll rebuild an outpost right there and give it a juicy harbour, and now it's like the world's greatest outpost of all time. Fantastic. Let's buff my, heal my Praetorian guards, and maybe wander over and give this guy a bit of a punch. May as well merge the scout in. It's absolutely useless, but sure. You can become part of this army too. We love you. Beijing can hoover up this new territory as well. Very juicy for Beijing. Give it a tea house, and I think we probably want some garrisons on the border. Let's squeeze off the border there with a few garrisons. Brilliant. It's Saturday morning here. And the weekend is awesome. Go you, Scott. The weekend is awesome. Yes, it is Saturday morning. Must be much earlier on your Saturday morning than it is on mine. Let's upgrade the scout to a knight. Love the new look of the Ming knights. That is awesome. How good. Okay. And as I say, let's maybe march towards some borders, see what we're dealing with. Looks like the Harapans, the English as they were, have their own little settlement down here. We are losing by a bit at the minute, but I reckon we can probably catch up. Machu Picchu is going to be a great way to do that. Let's grab Machu Picchu, fairly important. Although Topkapi Palace, also actually at the top of my list. Which city is producing the most food per turn? Got about 500 coming out of you. Roughly the same out of Sidon. Nowhere near as much out of you. And nowhere near as much out of you, most likely. So it's either going to be Sidon or Bibliboss that gets Machu Picchu. I reckon... Does anyone need it for stability? Let's do it in Sidon. Sidon is quite large. and has more potential to earn more food in the future. Like with these fantastic districts. So let's build up some along this river delta. Take some harsh stability penalties, but I think it's worth it. And we'll get everyone on to producing this, except for Beijing. Because I note that the capital is actually starving. Yikes. Right, I'm literally just going to look at my ideological axis here and try and figure out what's the best thing to do. Let's lead. I really like the pick change, P-Draggy. I like it too. It's the little things that add up over time, and those little things really do add up. Should we smash up against Mohendaro with these troops, try and get some stars? I reckon we do it. Sorry, trade.
From starvation. It seems
That's
that
a
these are the times
glitch
that
by the
fire
looks.
people-
That pan, that's happened to me many a times. And let's just assault. And let's manually assault. And for the first turn, I'm just going to step back from the walls a bit. See what they do. It looks like they're not going to come and fight me. Dang it! The AI is too smart now! That is actually kind of tricky. Because I don't think these attacks are very good attacks. No, they are dreadful. We might have to just back right out of this mess. And regret ever declaring war. Yeah, because we can't afford for this back line to just be plinking away at us while we desperately smash our face in. Love the magic system. Go you. We're actually just gonna save scum that because... because I'm a scumbag. I cannot be bothered. I'm much more interested in the changes rather than fighting out a dumb fight. Forgive me, I'm sorry. But really, the goal of this stream is to try and test out what's changed. And smashing my head up against a dumb city that I didn't need to take is not. No need to flex my extra time travel? Yeah, how about that, Scott? My extra time travel. I'm so far into the future. It's Saturday morning. Can you believe it? All is forgiven. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you leading me away with being a safe scum. Just this once. Just this once. Well, I say just this once, but let's be real, it's all the freaking time. Right. In with the foodie districts, as I built last time. They're actually going to take more stability hits than what it looks like. So they're a bit worse than what you might think, but we'll get them down nonetheless. And go with the crazy lead move as well. Brilliant. Oh yes, and then we do want to just get everyone to help us build Machu Picchu. The gang's all here. Brilliant. And let's send you back this way. Rocket carts. Yeah. Now that is actually a fun idea. Absolutely. Will that make it one turn? No. Okay. Okay. Hamlets seem like a good idea for a growing population. Especially once we get the Machu Picchu food rush online, actually. That's going to be a little bit not so. Might get you some Hamlets too. It's only a -5 stability, and it's a whole lot of jobs. They have, I suppose, also actually been inadvertently buffed in this update, thanks to the changes in stability. It's interesting, isn't it, really? The whole meta will shift as a result of a few changes. Humankind, most definitely, I believe, has much better movement than Civ. Hands down. Not just military movements, but also non-military movement. Yeah, movement in this game is enjoyable. It isn't clunky. You don't have to move each thing on each tile one at a time. You know, like, having armies, it's really simple, but man, it makes a big difference. And of course, in combat, it's no different to Civ, because they span out and take their own tile. So, yeah, just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. We're actually about to move through into another era. to test a nerfed culture, or a buffed culture, I suppose. This army became lost at sea, but not for long. We really just want you to grab this discovery for us. And maybe jump back and grab this one too. Go you, Cog. A whole load of cheap technologies. Actually, a ludicrous amount of cheap technologies coming out here. Let's go... alchemy. And do I want to move through into anything super spicy next era? Maybe steam engine? Let's go movable typeface. Oh my goodness, patronage, no. Say it ain't so. I forgot patronage. Haha! That'll teach me. Righty-ho! Who are we choosing this time? They made war feel so much better than Civ. Yeah, war is fantastic feeling in this game. Absolutely, I agree. Right, so as we move through into this era, I believe we do have some changed cultures to discover. I believe we have at least one, maybe two. Just the one, and I believe it to be the French. My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds. The French, their emblematic district now only applies their science per population bonus when the city is in science mode. Interesting. Yes, aesthete cultures in general, their ability has been buffed. I'm talking specific cultures now, sorry. Not affinity types. So, the French now, their exhibition hall, +1 science per population on collective minds. This is a fairly significant nerf to the French, actually. This is a fairly significant nerf to them. Their exhibition hall now only provides bonus science when you're on collective minds. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Are the Zulu viable? Someone asks in chat. I mean, they're not viable? That is a really harsh nerf, isn't it, Ben? Man, the nerf hammer came down hard on the French. Let's have a look at them. Obviously, it's incentivizing me to do collective minds more than anything. Which is an interesting change. A really interesting change.
The world born in the great era.
Not sure why I started singing that. Either way, let's have a look at this exhibition hall. So now it provides +1 science per population. Yikes. So it is now providing me, if we ignore the influence on emblematic districts and so forth from my civics, it's now providing me with +1 science per population, but only on collective minds. Woof. I mean, its yields are still reasonable. You can see as I'm placing it down here, like the plus 19, because of the way that I built my empire, right? It's not a terrible district. Like, I'll absolutely still build it. But significantly nerfed from what it once was. Absolutely significantly nerfed from what it once was. But still a reasonable science district, and to be fair, still the only science culture in this era. So if you want collective minds, and if you want science, arguably you still don't really have that much of a choice, and it's still probably, to be fair, a good choice, right? These districts are absolutely reasonable still. I'm just gonna get rid of a few of those foodie ones, because they're a waste of time. Might get rid of a couple of hamlets too, try and beeline what's most important for me in this era. Interesting nonetheless. Very interesting. What do we think in chat? It's a jumbo focus nerf, Rodro says, apparently. Jumbo always picks the French, so let's nerf them so he picks someone else. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Amazing. Amazing. Right, let's get to work on those improvements. I guess we should try collective minds once we can. This city here... No, maybe Roma. Roma will be our test subject, I guess. Does it have any other research quarters, though? It doesn't. But that maybe makes it a better test subject, not a worse one. Right, you go find the world. It still ain't shabby. Absolutely, it still ain't shabby. I don't think they've been nerfed so far into the ground that they'll never get played again. Although it is worth noting that I have my, like my civics and everything set up to try and make that a bit better. Let's grab Top Cuppy Palace. I think that'll pay off the greatest dividends in future. And let's just smash it down in Bibbly Boss. Why not? Let's get the whole gang on it, except for Hurricane which is going to be our test city. Yep. And Scientific Facts doesn't sound like something that I would adopt in this playthrough. We'll probably go for the +1 faith and stability on research quarters instead of the +1 science on holy sites. Most interesting. Not one of the ones that has been directly changed, so I might just ignore it for the time being. I love game updates. Feels like playing a brand new game. Doesn't it, Pete? And this is just the beta version as well. When the full version comes out, there will be more changes, most likely. Like, this ain't it, but what a fantastic test run this is. You know, like, these I am almost behind all of these changes so far. The stability one, I think, is particularly interesting because it will really change the nature of the game.
Topkapi has been built, rebuilt, and
Fire
renamed
6 people
any
out of here to
number
finish
of
that.
times. It is a testament to stamina and survivability.
Get another research quarter down there. +11, not terrible. And I think we can just let the New World do its thing. Brilliant. Irreligion, again, not one of the ones that has been changed. I'm looking for religious minorities, slaves, nuclear weapons, cultural blessing, artistic expression, press freedom, political entitlement, political influence, and monarchy power. Those are the big ones. Occupying cities drains it fast, raising barely does. That is true. Stability is much more important now, I feel. I feel you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. We can make our government secular, but I don't see a need to do that. So let's grab Scientific Facts while we're here. On research quarters, +1 faith and +1 stability, or +1% science on Holy Site. Let's go for the little bit of extra faith and stability, keep ourselves along this tradition line as well. We're going to rebuke Scientific Fact, I believe. And woof, yeah, there's a nice district. Go Bibbly Boss. Absolutely go Bibbly Boss. Maybe not over... Oh my god, look at Oilville. It's literally 5 oil! Amazing! Absolutely amazing. This is incredible. Just keep auto-exploring. It refuses to. It's like, no. I will not. Probably because we plotted most of the world. That's fine. Beijing, still doing all good. We've got an event, and we'll try and keep crazy if we can. So just keep myself as far along those ideological axes as I can. There's patronage, which is a big one, because whale poop will give me... Hey, look! Useful! Useful! I'm pretty sure this is a small quality of life change. Unless I just didn't notice it in recent times. Looks like now, when I build these freaking improvements, I'm actually being told what it's going to change. I wonder what others that applies to. Let's have a look at the silk manufactory. No, it is actually just the generic yield of the district. Okay, it is what it is. It is what it is. Sidon? Really? That's it? Those are all of my... That's it? Did you beat me to patronage? Wish there's a way to claim water territories. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it? Like a little water outpost or something. Although I guess that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Although nations... Oh, no, because it's kind of mimicked here already. I would like it too. So that we could connect things across the water, but I suppose it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? I mean, I don't even want this Civic, so I might just leave it resting. And go you. Come on, off you go. Explore out this way, there's plenty to explore. If to manually move you, I will. Just go through there. And this city we were going to test collective minds. So at the moment we're making around 320 yield. Let's go science. And yeah, you can see it was buffed up a bit. It was buffed up a bit. Not a huge amount, but enough. And obviously that'll make a big difference to my research. So we might just leave that city doing that. Collective minds. Huh. Cool. Am I still losing? I should really be paying more attention to that, shouldn't I? I am actually still losing. Movable typeface, brilliant, and a whole lot of stars. Absolutely fantastic.
Information or propaganda?
We've got guns now, which is a good start. Maybe we get some guns over in Beijing and just do a little 1-2 move. Let's go, Beijing. Give me some guns before you get all of this other crap. And we'll see if we can just ensure that we don't lose this so that we keep our lead. I don't think there's a lot militarily to actually test. So, that is what it is. Mohenjo-daro was a tough nut to crack, but I'll spawn over there nonetheless. And yeah, look, there is more land! Ah! Quickly, send the Roman legions! Go, 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 go! Artistic expression. This is one of the ones, isn't it? Let me just refer my notes. Artistic expression changed the effects of unlocked infrastructures to be per adjacency instead of a flat bonus. Let's take a look-see. So we have censored art, which will provide minus 80% stability loss per turn on cities, and minus 80% stability gain per turn on cities. So stability will sit still. Over here, with free arts, we have plus 200% stability loss, but also plus 200% stability gain. So basically, we can choose if we want our stability multipliers to be ramped up and down a lot, or basically muted. They won't move at all. Thanks, Huck. See you later, friend. This is a very interesting one. That is very fascinating. Yeah, so it's basically, it seems a bit unintuitive at first, like why would you up everything and down everything? But you have to think about them as two separate effects. I think, this is the first time I've seen it, by the way, but my understanding here would be that it's treating two different things. Everything that you gain stability from goes massively up or down, and likewise, everything that you're losing stability from, everything that's providing negative stability, goes massively up or down. Let's embrace the madness and go free arts. I feel like censored arts could or maybe we should go censored arts because it aligns well with our homeland thing. Let's go free arts.
If art is
Screw it. So now all of my stability multipliers have been massively shifted upwards and also massively shifted down. Massively shifted down. Let's give it a whirl and see what happens. Stability has changed a huge amount in this update, hasn't it? Really. Massive sweeping changes to stability. What was that? Artistic expression. Stability madness. Amazing. This is the chaos as intended. I hope to provide. I hope to provide true chaos. Hey, Terentius, good to see you. And Pete R too. Yes, well, yes, it's either gain or loss. A relative loss or a relative gain. I guess the word relative is important. Sounds like dramatic ages in Civ 6. Free arts should be better because you have a lot of stability districts. A good point, Adam. Hey, Octopus, good to see you. Late one for you, my friend. Must be a Friday night. Let's go... Again, I want to try and keep these as extreme as possible so that I have the best chance of unlocking future civics. So we'll go celebrating on Beijing. And, military architecture will help us merge cities if we'd like to do that, although we're within our city cap at the minute. And then War Summons feels like a logical upgrade for my ranged units. Also Encyclopedia and Steam Engine, though. I do want to borrow those, so let's get those. And we'll send these Praetorian Guards right the way across the ocean. Forgive the dreadful South African accent. Probably no one noticed any difference. People often think I'm South African. Maybe the New Zealand accent sounds similar to South Africa. I don't know. But what I do know is that there are a lot of wonders for me to claim, and I should probably just keep taking them. We're getting a lot out of our faith. It does make sense to keep going down that faithy route. Most these wonders have remained unchanged for the most part. Let's go St. Basil's. A bit of fun. Sure. Embrace the madness. Get you across there and get you exploring this coastline. Looks like we've found... I was going to say the new world, but it could be the old world. It could very well be the old world. That's a great spot for St. Basil's. And actually, we'll just get Bibliboss to do it by itself. Everyone else is bibly busy. Press freedom. Am I right or am I wrong in thinking that this has changed as well? It absolutely has. The patch notes say that press freedom, the choice effects now either slow down or hasten the speed of stability changes on all cities. Feel like we might have got, feel like that might be a bit mistaken. This looks unchanged to me. This looks unchanged to me. Am I alone in noting that that is unchanged and the update that I read out applies much better to the previous one? Maybe. Been playing this game on Game Pass. Beta has me considering the Steam buy. Oh, nice. I have a link in the description. You can buy it through. Hoi hoi hoi. But in reality, that is really interesting. I was wondering how many people are still playing in that mode in Game Pass, or whether people have bit the bullet already. Yeah, the claim every wonder in the game is difficult, isn't it? I can't remember which ones I've built and which ones I haven't. I mean, I know which ones I've built all the time, but I'm not quite sure which ones I've just never built. I imagine it can't be many at this point, P-Draggy, but still, it's tricky. That's free arts. Yeah, I thought so. So those notes are incorrect. Yikes. Press freedom doth not look changed to me. Oh my goodness, we need to start claiming this land quite quickly. Because it is absolute madness over here. Plus 20, plus 10, that's a good claim. And I've got enough influence where... Ooh, go you. Got enough influence whereby basically I can just kit this out. Plus 40 food, brilliant. Grab sage, grab horses, grab copper, grab tea, grab... silk, and some more horses. What a territory. Woof! Let's make it a city straight away. The city of Paris pops out of nowhere. Nice one, Paris. You are fantastic. Let's get you a little army, and we might just flip this instantly as well and bring that under our control. I think it's probably nothing that a couple of guns can't fix. So let's build a couple of guns. And oh my goodness, there's a there's a tiny island. I love these tiny islands. They're my favorite territories ever. Brilliant. We'll also connect up some coal, a new strategic resource to add to the empire. I never build train stations, so I'm going to build them this time. I'm going to build them everywhere. I'm going to go hard on the trains. Try and put them in spots that strategically make sense. Like near cities and near spawns. I think Sidon wants them too. I'm pretty sure there's an achievement for having 10 railroads. And I have yet to actually build 10 railroads. So I'm just going to queue those up. Something I don't normally do, but we'll allow it. Woot woot! Go trains! Ooh, that's a great question, Mark. I would assume yes, but I'm not sure. Colonization, I believe, is unchanged. Yep. Pally, almost ready to fight. Let's give it a rocket cart as well. Let's actually try out the Ming rocket cart. Love it. Look at these stupidly promoted units. That is wicked. Sure, let's just keep exploring up there. Try and plot out the rest of this world. Wouldn't hurt for me, actually, to maybe jump a unit over that way, eh? And just claim that island. It's not a big deal, but it could matter. Maybe. Probably not, but you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's get a knight, I suppose, for the extra movement. Yeah, spawn it right there. Nice. Entered that unit in open ocean. My apologies to that unit. No, I do not have that 10 train station achievement then, but my goodness, I'm moving toward it with pace.
I don't mean to nag, but the marks one leaves
Hope to earn it anyway.
should not necessarily be from malnutrition.
Speeding through most of these technologies now. That being said, should I be doing the nuclear beeline? These techs are a lot more expensive than they used to be. 5,800. It's not terrible. I definitely want to find oil, so let me find oil. Probably hoover up those weak ones at the back. Maybe move through line formation. Microbiology. Aerial warfare. And then, I guess, a couple of uranium ones. Cool. Okay, while we're dusting this off, I might put you on collective minds for a bit as well. Try and speed up our science gain a bit. Send the knight over. Sheesh. Nice. Wait a minute, I'm playing on blitz mode. Oh my god, I need to speed up like there's no tomorrow. Oh shoot, I actually forgot. I had it in my head that I had a lot more turns than I actually do. Haha! Okay. In that case, I might actually need to be a little bit more aggressive than I had first planned here as well. Let's start to move forward.
Any human-built wonder is an impressive feat of design and construction.
Whoops. That was a bit of an oversight. I only have 9 turns remaining. Yeah, I just hit the same realization. I thought we were playing on normal mode. I was just cruising along, having the time of my life. No, says the man. We need to move now. Jeepers. You starting on that river is quite detrimental. We might put the Praetorian Guard there and try and protect this guy down on this low river. Oh no, you can actually spawn there. Oh, brilliant. Okay, let's see if our guns paid off. Block that spawn. Move up on that knight, maybe, to block its movement. Oh, hello. There's actually a lot of units here. Boom! Go rocket cart! Yes! That was a bad place to end. We'll just hold in place. Double promoted guns. Yeah, baby. We are not mucking around. Although, as you can see, I'm vastly underpowered for this fight, apparently. But we're gonna give it a dang good go. Stab that. Fire the guns. At the same target. Nice. Try and clear out that flag. Gun's actually taking big hits over here. And shooting back, not as powerful as I would have thought they could have done, to be honest. Oh no, the rocket cart's been exposed. Someone defend the rocket cart. It's gonna have to defend itself. Might have to build another army to come in here and finish the job. Which will only, I was gonna say, it'll only take a few turns, but actually those few turns freaking matter. At least there's some stars. It's a good start. A good start.
Given 30 research quarters, I'm not sure.
Oh my
if this
god,
should
the
be
game is
called
ending
City of
far too
Science
soon.
or the
How dare you, game? Triple promoted gunner, surrounded on all sides, fighting desperately for its life. And I just think it's not gonna quite have the gusto. Man, it was close though. Go you. Go you. Alright, let's pump out a couple more. Go Warcart, Gunner. Gunner. And a melee unit. Chuck this place on a expert policy. Prioritizing industry. And should be okay. Conquered empires, I don't believe, received any changes. Nope. Okay. Although maybe I should just be buying some, just to sort of encourage more buying. Let's get cheaper civics.
Opinions can't be heard. People might end up believing whatever ridiculous things the government says.
Don't really want any of those.
To the victor,
got materials
go the
procurement.
Maybe rude
and
blunt,
vast colonies.
Has the value of clarity.
And
This
secularism.
looks lovely on paper.
Look how cheap my civics are. Go them. Wicked. Hell of a fight. Yeah, what a fight. Those brave boys. Speaking of, we need to brave boy over here too. In fact, it's actually so important that I think we just scrap everything. Grab the unit promotions and then go rocket car, you. Just get another army here. That'll be army number 2 to sweep through this wave. We should also really be declaring war. Surprise! It's wartime. And let's just peek through this way. I could pillage that. It'd take 4 turns. Too long in blitz mode. Too long. Unfortunately, we're going to have to just resolve this fight. I kind of wish I clicked auto, but that's fine. It was resolved anyway. Yes, it is free arts that got changed. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Among others. Not the only one. Okay, 1 unit. Are you ready to go? No. Hold. 4 units. March down this way. There must be something for us here. We just need to find an outpost or something, maybe?
In my considered opinion,
Administrative Center. How long will it take to pillage? 3 turns. Sure, that'll put the pressure on at least. To maybe bait some units out of Harappa. Bring our gunners along as well. What kind of defense has it got? Let's do it. Let's just do it. Whew. Oh my god. Wave 2 is gonna need a bit more support than Wave 1 had, I think. I'm gonna put it on auto just to sort of see how it plays out. I know you really play Rome, but it's almost always better to keep Praetorians until they can go to line infantry. The tactics bonus is amazing and cheap upkeep. I figured as much. Yeah, I noted it was only 1 extra combat strength and we lost our promotion ability. That's why I stopped halfway through. I caught myself. I was like, oh no, actually I shouldn't be upgrading these, so I stopped. But I did upgrade 2 of them. Although I note it was the 2 who died first, so there you go. Before on Endless Speed, it was possible to make it cost more than 2.5 million influence to merge. Love it. Love it. Looks like it's guns versus guns here in the final part of this fight. And we might be losing. It's even Stevens. Okay. Chuck you on full industry focus at this point. Nice. And we might be able to sort of reconsolidate and come back for another push. Maybe. Army wages. Lol. Welcome to something that I should have earned a long time ago. Let's go extra stability.
Reliable
and
they had best provide a reliable income.
Don't really want conquered empires. We'll leave it for now. Although maybe I should start shifting another way. Sure, let's do it. Let's go like hard liberty or something.
On their territory, you might as well leave it on their necks.
Are we ready for our second push here? Maybe not quite yet. Nearly. We'll get those 2 extra units. We've got time. We've got time. Hey, I'm just gonna really quickly go for a break. I will be right back. Don't go away. I'm just gonna microwave a coffee or something. Okay, I am back. Those units really need a heal, but it's going to take me 3 turns to get them out to heal them. On turn 70, I just don't think that's doable. Okay, we are moving through into the last era, which is something. So, let's move through and choose. In this era, I believe there are no nerfs. Yeah. There are actually no nerfs in this last era. So, let's just go with someone who could maybe try and help push us over the edge to try and actually win this silly test game. Soviets. Military production and extra combat strength. Sounds good to me. I will absolutely take it. And let's get the extra unit production as well. Nice, just to speed that along. Yes, Soviet. So the changes to the late game weren't targeting specific cultures, but more just sort of like broader rebalancing. So, district construction cost scales differently in the late game. Different scaling to technology, so they tend to become more expensive and scale slightly differently. Unit upkeep as well, with really just actually quite a few changes to unit upkeep. Full armies don't have it. Moved upkeep reduction to visible regarding money impact. Don't even know what that means. Unit upkeep allowance uses game speed to scale. That is a good thing. We need more game speed scaling. We definitely need more game speed scaling, as is evident by the fact that this Blitz game is almost done, and I really haven't misplayed anywhere in particular. I'm gonna lose. Just use up some of their movements. This is my extra combat strength and unit production from the Soviets as we try and desperately squeeze in the victory. How far behind am I? I'm too far behind. Yeah, I'm on the last era. Get out of town. Oh, this is a tough ask. Okay, so here's the second army, basically ready to move. They've got 3 weak units with them. Combat strength broadly even. If we wait another turn... we can get at least 2 more guns. Let's try do that. You've made it to this island. Better late than never, we'll take it.
A link for commerce and commuters. With this, the Iron Horse supplants its 4-legged predecessor.
Quarantine Bibbly Boss. And you're back with only 5 turns left. Yeah, tell me about it. Completely caught me by surprise. Oh my god, look at the oil. Absolutely wealthy beyond imagination. Get an arms factory out there too. The ultimate Soviet city. Okay. You can merge up there. Now we have 9 units. We're definitely favoured to win this, so I think next turn we'll take it. Did I want to send you anywhere? Not really. You can just wait. No, I pumped that oil for 3 turns, yeah. You're not wrong. Wow, what a frickin' pan that was. Okay, I think we've got about as much as we're gonna get here. Let's pump this. Try and just sweep in for the victory. In fact, I even trust the AI. I didn't find anything for trusting the AI. Neither did I. But nah, this should be fine. We weakened them enough last time. Positioning the cannons down on the low ground there feels questionable. A brutal swing turn for me though. Jeepers. Do not trust the AI. I'm watching them. I'm watching them. They've actually done a fairly reasonable job there, though. A little slow. It took them the whole turn to not take the city. Let's also do the same thing over here. Get those military stars. Fantastic. Shame to attack from a river, but it is what it is. We'll move these 5 units up. We've got 3 double promoted guns, a rocket cart, and a melee unit for good measure. I might take the reins on this one myself, for better or worse. This river is just killing me. Yeah, get over that river. Brilliant. And then we might just launch some shots at this guy. He doth not know what's coming. Might just pop my melee unit out the road for a sec. And just advance this gunner up onto there. Take the bait. Do the damage. Take the bait, do the damage! Brilliantly done. Actually brilliantly done. Brilliant. There's that city. Mine. Cultural Blessing unlocked. Fan-freaking-tastic. Cultural Blessing rings a bell. Yeah. It makes no sense. They can pretty much go anywhere, but the AI tends to put it up the front. Yeah, they do make silly decisions. I agree, P-Draggy, they do. Welcome along to the 150 people who are watching live at the moment. Go you! So, Cultural Blessing has changed. It has changed basically on the right-hand side in particular, looking at that multiculturalism. The idea being, apparently it's added some influence on all cities and administrative centers, or a bigger amount on assimilated cities. And yeah, actually, that is how it's playing out. So, monoculturalism provides the standard +2 influence on your main plazas and +2 influence on administrative centers. However, if you're going conquesting, then multiculturalism might be for you. +10 influence on the main plaza if they are assimilated people, and +10 influence on the administrative center, those outposts, if they are assimilated peoples. So if I take this, I'll get a lot more influence on my stolen cities. But maybe I'm better to just go monoculturalism and get a little bit of influence on every single one. Because this is different, I'm going to choose multiculturalism and get a huge amount of influence on my newly conquered city. So, in theory, once this one comes around, once we end the war and assimilate it, if they were assimilated peoples, I'd get a lot more influence from that. Maybe helps with those people who are out looking to fight rather than burn cities down and keep them like me. Stolen cities won't count. Stolen? What do you mean, stolen? Roomba? What do you mean by stolen? How does one steal a city? Without aggressively capturing it. It does have to be from independent people, so this was from my enemy. Not sure how it will play out against an AI enemy. Hello, Steven. Good to see ya. Micromanaging the influence with 2 turns left. It's more about trying the new changes, Philip. It's more about trying the new changes. I must still have a wonder to build that I've not built. Lol. Yes, it is a beta use at your own risk version. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I think we're expecting some more changes to come in the actual update. But as far as beta updates go, this is a pretty tasty one. This is a pretty tasty one. Probably the tastiest one we've had so far, and I know I say that every time, but it happens to be true. There have been 3 updates, and each one has gotten progressively better. So that's a mood. Really, we're just looking for military units out of here, probably. Yeah, I agree. It's totally nice of them to do, and seems like a really fun thing to play around with, right? Here we just got a sweeping victory over Harappa. Thank you kindly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to actually win this, i.e. capture Mohinjaro quickly enough, though. Maybe I could vassalize them if I can do enough damage quickly. With 2 rocket carts? I don't like my chances. Even that gunner ain't gonna make it there on time because they spawned in the wrong place. Can't move these units anywhere. They're effectively landlocked. Sure. I just wanted to have a quick look at the expansionist ability. Nah, nothing. Do you have anything that I can fight? I'm just like desperately trying to pick fights here. Like, come on! Fight me! You won't. I pity I'm currently sinking all my free time into AoE 4. Mood. I don't think I will win this game. I left it too late. I genuinely thought I was playing on normal speed. What a noob. Maybe I can do some damage with those rocket carts. Don't think I'm gonna get 1,000 fame in a turn, though. I could try and end this war, I suppose. What's the war score like? Am I gonna miss out by like a turn? Oh, the war score's massive! Oh, for crying out loud. Ridiculous. We might just carry on for a few extra turns after the game technically ends. Just because I reckon we can still play around with a few of the new Civics and such. And it wouldn't hurt, seeing as we've made it this far. It would be silly to not try everything else. Although, look at my rocket carts go! Soviet conquistadors, what a world. With rockets, of course. Oh, absolutely with rockets. Maybe the speed was too fast to really see some of the late game changes. Probably have to do another stream on slow speed to test it more. Absolutely agree, Philip. Yep. Absolutely agree. Ugh. Ha. So they're just bringing boats along to bombard my rocket carts, which is a big mood. Might just try and hide them. Hide, you fools! It is literally just boats. What a disaster. I did actually build some. But it's over here at Bibliboss. Oilville. Go you. These rocket carts are awesome! Oh man, I want to play on a slower speed and actually play with Ming. That is so fun. Sink you. Move in here. Fire again at you. Sink that ship. That's a brilliant win. It's a shame the game is going to force me to end. Because I'm just getting started. Pillage that. Send the boat over there. We will actually play on after the turn limit here, I think. Oh my goodness. Hello. What is that? Oh, I love your unique gunner. Just gonna retreat out of there. Keep building. Yeah, we got some of our Soviet arms factories online. Absolutely. Let's get some more of those rocket artilleries. If we're gonna play this on for a bit longer, we may as well. And then it'll also give me a chance to test some of these like conquered empires and stuff, which is quite nice. So let me smash those down. Technically, we're gonna end the game, but we will carry on. Max out my arms factories. 8 reach is really cool. 8 reach is awesome.
While every empire dreams of
Yes,
being
wah
the
wah wah.
greatest,
Oh, I
it
got
is no
2
mean
achievements
feat to be among
somehow.
the greatest. Be proud of your
Interesting.
many achievements.
Landstalker. What is Landstalker for? I'm not even familiar with what that one is. So we'll just skip through this and continue the game as if it hadn't ended. As if it were on normal speed. Play with 6 different affinities in a game, and damn it, I just missed that other one. Did anyone see that? I don't think so. I missed it. But either way, we'll just carry on and see if we can play around with a few more civics. Let's pretend like it's a normal speed game. Okay, next wonder... I wonder if I take the Sydney Opera House. You betcha. Oh my goodness, Cornish fish and game! You're right, it is actually the first super chat of the stream. I would never expect any, but it is unusual for us to make it this far without a shout out. Cornish fish and game with a $5 super chat says, no super chats yet on the stream? Question mark. Let's see if I can get the ball rolling. Thanks for letting me know about the beta patch. My absolute pleasure! Thank you so much for joining me as we're playing through the beta patch. We've got a little bit more to go yet, which is why I won't be wrapping up quite yet. Got a little bit more to test out. Thank you so much, Cornish Fish and Game. I love your name, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. Let's carry on with this quote-unquote domination. March into the city where I believe there isn't a single melee unit, perhaps? Oh, leave my things alone. Yeah, it looks like we are literally alone in this godforsaken city. So I'll blow up that boat, and now the city is mine. Incredible.
Quite the globe-spanning imperialist you've become.
Shame we couldn't do that last turn. It wouldn't have made a difference though, of course, because they'd already
Death from
earned
starvation.
Seed of Fame. But,
It seems
nice
that
to
these
take
are
it
the
nonetheless,
times
and that should
when
hopefully
life
end that
becomes
war.
fair.
Let's get the rest of our Soviet factories down. Reasonable production, reasonable gold. Oh, Stephen, you didn't have to do that, but thank you so much for the $10 Canadian super chat. Stephen says, simply rolling the ball. Love it. As the ball rolls down the hill, that is so very kind of you. Oh, and Ben, even more kind. Ben, who, by the way, just so everybody knows, probably don't want me to maybe don't want me to say this, but just so everyone knows, Ben donated $100 yesterday, and Ben, you are just so incredibly kind and thoughtful, and I always appreciate all your comments too. Ben with a $20 super chat says, this should be fun. It's been fun to explore the beta patch. Hasn't it been a good time? Not actually quite how I planned to spend my Saturday morning this morning. I was gonna, believe it or not, go outside. What? Outside? What is it like out there? Has anybody seen it? I was gonna go for a walk or a run, but this is much better. Seriously, thank you so much. Stream on a Saturday morning, you ripper. Absolutely, Dingle Dog. I'm gonna try out this new patch. Shout out to Hutch. Shout out to Huck for tweeting it to me. Hey, here's a really powerful one. I'm glad we stuck around. Foreign customs, I don't believe has been changed, but it's one that people don't often get to see, and it's super good. So I'm going to show you anyway. This is foreign customs. Sacred cows. It's a really powerful civic because you get plus 100% fame from your aesthete era stars, or you can prevent your sphere of influence from spreading. This one is super strong. Honestly, it hasn't been changed in the patch, but I just want to make note. This is so good. Plus 100% fame on aesthete era stars. So powerful. Such a powerful civic. Like I say, not changed, but worth noting, it's a super good one nonetheless. Super good fame gain aesthete civic. Is what it is. Oh, little Kerr, another super generous donator from my birthday stream. I've not forgotten you. Thank you so much. Ball equals rolled. Ball equals well and truly rolled. Beyond expectations. Just came from outside. It's not worth it. It's cold. Indoors is better. Remember SpongeBob sang highly on it? Indoors. How could we forget that absolute banger? What an episode of SpongeBob. I'm so glad you brought that to my attention. Oh man. How does that song go? SpongeBob indoors song? Indoors, high quality. Okay.
Let's sing our own song about the joy
can you
of
hear that?
staying indoors.
I hope not. I don't want to get copyright strike.
I know of a place.
Oh, that's right.
Where you never get harmed.
I know of a place where you never get harmed.
Magical place.
A magical place?
With magical
charms.
Indoors.
Indoors?
Indoors.
What a fantastic thing. I'm going to stop singing that and close that before I get copyright struck. But that is hilarious. Oh, indoors. Huck, you didn't need to do that either. You're so kind with your time. But I really appreciate the $10 super chat. Thanks for rolling that ball. Thank you so much for rolling that ball. You can hear it? Oh no. Oh dear. Hopefully I talked over it loudly enough. Nothing to see here. That's amazing. And little Kerr just upgraded to a megapixel. Little no more. Mega Kerr. Thank you so much, little Kerr, for the upgrade. My goodness, I appreciate you. Oh, and yep, there goes my copyright strike. Nah, it should be fine. It should be fine. It was barely there. I barely played any of it, and I spoke over most of it. We should be okay. It was wondrous. Oh dear. The Soviet arms factories are coming online. Look at that. -40 stability on all cities. Oh, and actually, that combos quite interestingly with that new Civic, which has massively ramped up my my Civic penalties, right? So that's actually probably a really bad combination. Are we flailing stability yet? Oh, somehow no. We're still flailing food like there's no tomorrow, though. Maybe we should do a bit of whaling. Seems to work for everyone else. Or maybe we just merge up some cities. 8,000. Yeah, that's super cheap on Blitz mode. Let's do that. But not before I spam more arms factories. Which actually means I need to spam a hamlet over there. And what have we got here? This is my army of 6 that took Harappa. Where are they even going? Where are they going? Back to side on, maybe, in case of stability issues? Sure. And then we'll position these ones actually in Harappa, these gunners. They can sit there and really be thankful for what they've got. And likewise, the rocket cart, the absolute chomper of a rocket cart that took Mohenjo-daro by destroying an entire naval fleet, can position itself there too. Brilliant. And you boys are ready to be upgraded. No time like the present. Let's upgrade that army. Brilliant. And these boats as well, that I have basically sailing around doing nothing. Let's just sail them over into that harbour, because there are some military units there that could be a little bit annoying. Otherwise, I think we're okay. Hopefully Jumbo's not yellow, that's usually bad. A mood. Oh, lives on his computer across the sea. Jumbo! I love it, Terentius. I'm not going to sing it to save everybody the pain, but I absolutely love it. Loki Frog asks, can you play at blitz speed with more than 75 turns now, or is real endless just really slow? Well, you could always continue a game on any game speed. The myth that you couldn't do that is just that. It's entirely a myth. We've been able to continue games always. What they are planning on changing with this new patch, and I don't think it's out in this beta version, so we might have to wait for the more full version that's coming in November, or actually, you're going to get a lot of patch updates from me, because there's actually 2 patches coming in November. There'll be the full version of this one, plus a follow-up. I believe it is that follow-up patch that's going to add the truly endless mode. If that's what you're referring to. Yeah. The truly endless mode, I believe, is coming in November's 2nd patch update. It's a lot. I know it's a lot. I know. I've only got 1 city left, but I almost don't think that I could take that one. Yeah, that's quite a close fight. We might just hang outside of it and see what happens. Yeah, we'll just sort of muck around. Maybe they're bringing those units back to defend their homeland. I'm imagining that the Warsaw, that the war score has gone absolutely rampant as well. Maybe. Maybe. I prefer endless, get contemporary. Yeah, definitely those later speeds would be more beneficial than what I've done here, which is playing on Blitz and carrying on. I think if you're looking to carry on, I do agree with Hutch. Hutch, my god, I'm so sorry I've got Hutch on the brain. One of the OG YouTubers who I've watched for maybe, I don't know, 15 years or something ridiculous. I meant to say Huck. My mistake, Huck. It's going to take a long time to build this Sydney Opera House. Let's get some infrastructural upgrades in there first. Quite a lot of gold, but I might just hold it for the time being. This is what I want. I wanted these units to come out so I could fight them outside the city. Try and weaken their forces a bit. This should also give me a little bit of extra war... Oh, they ran away! How are they doing? Oh, they're getting super low now because they retreated from that fight. Good. Good. Can I also fight you this turn? Yes. Let's scare you out of my land as well. Shoo fly! Don't bother me! Amazing. How dare I? Love longer 4X games. I do too in general. Hard to stream them, of course. Like, it does create sort of extra difficulties. Because streaming a game over 5 days is perhaps not actually that interesting. Because it drags on a bit long. But I do tend to agree with you guys. Absolutely. Paris has got this massive standing army that we should bring up here for the final fight. Just position them there. Wonderful. Wonderful. Maybe have a wee scout along here, just in case there are more cities or something at play. And my boats have arrived far too late, but we can position them here to help out with the fight, I guess. The final fight.
With 15 market quarters.
Wondering how our civics are going, and if we're going to stretch towards any more. Not easily. Maybe I need to get some more technologies. Like, actually, we do need to get the nuclear tech, don't we? Okay, let's just take as much as we possibly can. Maybe leave them Golas. That looks pretty good to me. Sure. Force that surrender.
We almost feel kinship with you.
Counter that trade back at you. So what we've done there is we've just we've given them back a little bit of a city, but that's fine. Because if we want to beat them, we can always just vassalize them. But what I really want to see actually is the nuclear technologies. I want to see that civic and a couple of other later game civics. So I might just switch priorities here and give science a little bit more attention than I've been giving it so far. In fact, we might give it a lot of attention. Because my science generation is so bad! Ah! I don't know how to play without collective minds. It's true. It's true. How do I do the science? How do I do the science? Minus 25 stability on that scientific district. My goodness, that is rough. Jeepers. Not mucking around. Yes, we can now trade. Old World. Old World's actually already out, Roomba. I have a couple of videos on it already. It's out already on Epic Games, but it's releasing on Steam properly next year. And it has definitely piqued my interest. Yeah, definitely piqued my interest. Hold on, we've got resources over here as well. Jeepers. What were they doing? Oh, these arms factory is hurting my stability something awful. Let's open up trade after all.
So, tell me, Shall we become closer?
hoover up these luxuries just to try and keep our stability on board so that we can try and test out some of these later game civics. And actually, I can probably beeline towards nukes already. It's just going to take me a million years. Right? Let's trade everything.
Formalize our mutual appreciation.
It will hopefully help bail me out.
Ask my people.
I could also consider changing that new Civic to reducing stability, right? Rather, actually, let's give that a go. That would be a really interesting test project to see the impacts that the two different versions of that Civic have on my stability. Let's do that. But just really quickly, I'm just going to have to take a very lightning fast break. See you in a sec. The coup emoji. There's an OG. In Soviet Russia, science does you. You're not wrong, Paul. You're not wrong. Oh yeah, I took this. Guess we should upgrade that too. Stability in the capital is still fine. My research quarters suck. They're the worst. My god. I haven't seen a research quarter that bad, and I don't know how long. Double adjacency on strategic resources, and it is providing nout. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Played the beta and I think its mechanics are pretty odd and obscure. It is definitely different if we're talking about old world. Definitely different. Sorry. Oh, come on, man. Jeez, you got one job. Come on, man. How hard is it to change the screen back? For goodness sake. Okay. Give me science. Give me... God, we are a long way off there, aren't we? My science sucks. It's so bad. How did we get this far and have such bad science? Plus 1,500? How long does this technology require? 9,000. Okay. Well, either way, we're definitely going to be moving toward it, so let's just do our absolute best. I think that the Sydney Opera House is perhaps less important than science. So I'm going to build science instead. Stuff the Sydney Opera House, quite frankly. It needs to be able to send an audio alert. It does, doesn't it? What's the change to the science civ perk? Do you mean the affinity bonus? Or the changes to the French? Because there's been no specific change to the bonus, but the way that scientific cultures interact with it has changed. We're now looking at collective minds only really synergizing with, for example, the French district when you have the ability enabled. The French district nowhere near as good otherwise. Rebels are popping out of Mohenjo-daro. It's not even mine. Goodness gracious. Let's get line infantry. and go and squash the rebellion. Oh, why did you walk there? No one wanted you to do that. God, so stupid. Stupid unit. Why would you do that? Clearly we're going this way. Insta resolve, insta success. Wipe out that rebellion. No trouble. Oh yeah, stability, right? Should be enough. Go you! Thomas, yes, I believe the verdict in general is this is a good patch. Of course, we don't have everything released that we're expecting from the full Fabius Maximus update next month, but the things that are included in this beta update are by and large pretty good. The changes to stability, I think, are quite game-changing, actually. It'll change the meta quite a lot. The cultural balances are, for the most part, somewhat conservative.
I don't mean to nag.
I don't think that's a bad thing, though. So far, the ones that I've tested seem to work quite well. I can't believe I don't have the science upgrades in these cities. It's no wonder my blinking, my districts are so poor. Oh, minus 25 stability. Woo! From being adjacent to similar districts. So I think this probably really just hammers home one of the most significant changes to stability. Take a look at this, right? So if I place a science district, say out here, it receives the normal minus 5. Okay, which is standard for districts now, here in this game setting, with these game settings anyway. Take a look at what happens when I try and place it next to, just to highlight this, where are we? Here, 2 science districts, right? So if I place it next to 1, I'm receiving an additional minus 10 because it's next to 1, which is a district and also an adjacent district. So it's a district that's also a science district. But take a look at it here. This is where it really hurts. This one is adjacent to 2 science districts. And so now it's receiving minus 25 stability. Whew. So essentially it's a trade-off, right? Where it's like, okay, you can put districts adjacent to each other and they'll perform better. But the empire at large perhaps doesn't like, I don't know what the logic is, maybe doesn't like the specialization, doesn't like the fact that there isn't food nearby, doesn't like the fact there isn't gold nearby. I guess it would make sense. If I wasn't a scientist and I lived in a town that was full of science, I'd probably be a little bit disjointed too. I'm not sure about the thinking behind it, but either way, this is how the new mechanic is playing out. Pretty tough. Pretty tough. What are the impacts that it's going to have on the meta? Well, it'll discourage adjacencies. It'll encourage more things like this, right? Plop a commons quarter down in the middle. Plop my science quarter down there. I'm not taking the harsh stability penalties, but I'm also not getting a lot of science out of it. So maybe we're seeing a shift more towards focusing on influence and stability and away from district spam. I think that's a really key thing here, is it's going to reduce district spam by a lot. However, you do have to remember that there are lots of other things that are impacting the way that influence has changed now in humankind, right? Some of the civics in particular, which is why I brought us to the civics screen. In particular, I'm thinking things like artistic expression, which is a big one, which is going to impact the different ways that I can earn or lose stability. But of course, it's not the only one either. There are various civics here that are going to impact my stability to a certain extent, right? Free arts, for example, a big one. A big one, right? The one that changes my stability loss and gain up or down quite dramatically. That will be having significant impacts on the way that those districts scale too. So I think there's a lot more to it than what it looks like at face value, and it's definitely going to change the meta. 1000%. Hard to see sweeping changes like that not change the meta, really, isn't it? Seems a bit harsh. adjacency triangles out the window, maybe. With this change, the Egyptians are dead. They actually didn't nerf the Egyptians at all directly, though. So this is actually the only indirect change that the Egyptians will face. Definitely an indirect nerf to builder cultures, though. 1000% right. 1000% right. Could you try to change that cluster, then detach the territory to see if the science yield still holds? Change the cluster and detach the territory. And attach it to what? Sorry, I'm just not quite with you on what that would change. Yeah, I mean, the monoculturalism stability, the monocultural civic has changed, yeah. The stability changes have been shifted into other civics. That one's now purely an influence one from memory. I suppose, and actually, here's maybe another little follow-on effect from that. What this is indirectly doing is maybe also encouraging me less to just go science, 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 and just spam them out, but instead actually be a bit more calculated. So I know that science districts next to horses as a strategic resource are going to provide me with more science. So maybe I'm willing to take a bit of extra stability, right? I'm willing to trade 5 science for 4 stability. Or it could encourage me to do something like jumping out to this district, building around it a couple of times, and then maybe focusing on a different yield, right? Maybe I want to build industry near it as well to take less of a stability hit and a more balanced approach to city building. I'm not sure, but super interesting to see the trade-offs, right? 5 science for 5 stability, or 12 science for 15 stability, but with the ability to scale that 12 over time. And you do have to remember that I don't have a religion that's buffing science in this game. This is, in fact, I don't even have, I'm not even in the right civics tree to buff science, right? I'm moving towards tradition as opposed to the plus 10% science on outposts. So this is in many ways actually a worst case scenario, but also a default scenario, right? Because I'm not buffing science a lot, you can get a general feel for how we're trading off stability for science, or whatever yield you want. Science isn't the only one, of course. We could bounce around to somewhere else, right? This industry here, these industrial districts, take a look at that. Minus 30 stability on this one for being adjacent to a whole load of others. But it's making me 38 industry. Is that a fair trade-off? Maybe not. Watch as I build others around it. Minus 25 stability down there, but only a minus 15 there. So I'm maybe more incentivized to build that there, and instead down here by the strategic resource now, maybe I would prefer to build up a few science districts for when I improve that and it starts pumping out extra science. It's an interesting change. It'll completely change the previous logic of spamming out a whole load of adjacent districts, and it will encourage us a little bit more to play carefully around stability, particularly in the late game, and maybe have less direct clustering and more sort of string clusters of districts instead, perhaps. Make the polls more interesting. Totally, totally. Yes, and you're right. The indirect buffs are quite large. Indirect buffs to a whole load of different cultures, really. Rocket carts and line infantries look good. Position them there for the final fight. Beijing is now mutinous. Thanks to the changes to stability. I'm blaming them entirely. Let's maybe see if we can do some things. Ah, shoot. No, I've cancelled all of that because of my dumb religious civic. I get +1 stability per researcher, which will give us +10. And then we probably just need to go garrison heavy. For the +15. Oh, look at that +30 in there. Go you. Actually, I might build that over top. That's really good. Just shift those to the start. Hope we don't get too mutinous up here. Big yikes. Political entitlement. Is this one of the ones that has been changed? Allegedly, yes. Aristocracy, I believe. So let me have a look and just quickly refer to my notes. So here we have political entitlement. Aristocracy now provides +1 combat strength bonus on emblematic units. A total shift to what it used to be. Now we're looking at either +1 combat strength on militia or +1 combat strength on our emblematic units. And of course at a reduction to our stability as well if we do choose to take that. It's new.
Whether
Let's
they're
do it.
smarter or luckier, they've risen above the rest.
There's our first nuclear technology finally online. I will choose the science where I can. More oil, says the man. Yes, I say.
"30 research quarters. It's a city so full of specialists that
I've taken the
nobody
lead.
can
Huzzah! Hey, Justinian, good to see you. You'll be pleased to know that the French have been nerfed. Artistic ownership. Is this another changer or not? I believe it is not. This one remains the same. It's still a very interesting civic, though, because we get +1 influence on research quarter per adjacent district, or +1 influence on commons quarter per adjacent districts.
Talent must be found.
Buff our
and nurtured.
let's buff our research quarters
Though
with
flowers
that
can be
infrastructure
found.
upgrade, mind you. So I'll have to remember to actually queue that up in my cities. Oy vey. Actually, some really nice upgrades that probably should have been done quite a while ago. Go figure. Me? Not doing upgrades? Says who? Noish. Bam, 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 bam. And grab the other good ones. And we're away laughing. Oh, sorry. I got chat up. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Ben. Absolutely. The militia, those peasants that come out to fight
Just
for
because
us.
global pollution is low doesn't mean you should keep being the worst.
Okay,
of the bunch.
pollution has reached level 1. I am... I am polluting like there's no tomorrow! There literally won't be a tomorrow because we're going to reach level 2 in 8 turns! I see now why some people complain about pollution. Man, when you play the Soviets, they are just pumping out pollution like there's no tomorrow. And because late game technologies has been nerfed, I'm not quite getting to those techs that I would usually want to jump towards that would reduce pollution. So, kind of interesting. Aristocracy evolution, one that we don't often see. I don't think it's been changed. I think it's just so far buried that we probably haven't seen it before. Kind of feels like a new one. Democratic Republic will give us +1 science on commons quarter and +1 money, or we can get +20% money for grievances or surrenders. I think we'll buff our commons quarters
so
here
many
and become a
cultures and
democratic
traditions,
republic.
It takes a lot of voices to properly represent the will of the people.
Roma is now also mutinous. Not, of course, well, of course hindered by the fact that the world is so polluted it's not even funny. Let's get some commons quarters down. These are providing pretty good influence stability generation. Combo that with a couple of cheeky garrisons. For good measure. Try and save the stability in Roma. My god. Woo! Oh, I definitely don't pick the same cultures all the time. I would have to disagree with you there, Lord Justinian. I've probably done more wild challenges than most people in this game. I would argue. Okay, citizenship. Citizenship, I don't think that's been changed. No. So we're looking at plus 25 stability on all cities, or plus 5 stability on market quarters. So actually, I mean, this is an important note, that as we see changes to late game pacing, as we see changes to civics, making them more accessible and better, as we've seen changes to stability and influence, right? They're definitely more prioritized much more highly now, I think. We're going to see the role of these potentially become more impactful. And here's a great example. Select citizenship, plus 5 stability on market quarters. All of a sudden, I can build market quarters to help try and balance out my stability loss. Or a generic plus 25 on all cities. I'm going to go for the stability on market quarters because I think that's one of the more interesting ones. And then if we visit a city with some market quarters, let's have a look at Sidon. Which actually has none, so I'm not sure what I'm on about. We don't have many at all. Mohendaro has a lot of foodie ones. Anyone at all built a market quarter? Please. Anyone. Roma. How you doing? Okay. We can't build them yet, but once we surge up our stability, we'll be able to. But you can see here that they're now providing plus 5 stability, so they're almost a net neutral for me at this point. So it's not all bad. In fact, look at that. Minus 2 stability. I'm actually getting stability back from my non-adjacent market quarters now, thanks to that civic. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. Because they only provide minus 5 by default. It's changed that civic entirely. Uh-oh, spaghettios. There's a real revolution happening, but that's fine. The stability on River Tenant is suddenly the best. Ah, yeah, you're right. Subtle changes to religion have taken place as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh, new civic punishment. Again, one we don't often see. Has this been changed? It hasn't. Where the heck even is it? Punishment. Oh, yes, right. Punishment, another one that's inadvertently been buffed previously, plus 100% delay between 2 crises of independent people spawning, kind of a weird one. But now, the minus 80% stability loss per turn on cities or outposts, insanely good! So good.
Just don't turn
Let's hoover that
the
up.
legal system
Brilliant.
into a surreptitious way to impoverish your enemies.
Some more rebels have appeared, and I don't actually have a standing army to deal with them, which is a little bit awkward. I'll just prioritize a few troops at the front here, and get them spawning. How do I not have a million garrisons in this city over this way? Weird. Either way, we'll spawn them there, and we'll get Bibbly Boss to pump some out. Likewise, Bibbly Boss, super awkward garrisons. Why is there not one down here? Why are they all up north? You're an idiot. And that's me, of course, I'm referring to. Okay, let's go for promotions and a few cheap guns. Cheap guns all the way. Great. It's just a couple of cheap guns. We should be able to sweep them. Not too bad. I say. Oh look, here are some more. They've decided to come out to sea. I think they'll regret that. Let's just sink these rebels with my man of war ships. You communist rebels! Get out of here! And I think this will be quite fun, so I'm going to manual this. Yep. This is what I think of you and your stinking rebellion. There's your naval gameplay you were after, team. How about that? Brilliant. Brilliant. It is a very interesting effect, yeah. A very interesting effect. That city is just dead. That city is just dead. That city is just dead. And that city is just dead. Oh, where's that civic? Hmm. 8 to cancel that. That is ridiculous. While we're in rebellion, I'm not sure that we can do much. Press freedom, potentially, to prevent empire revolution. We'll save up for that, maybe. Just to stop this happening again. To be honest, that really caught me by surprise. That just came on in a hurry. I think also the fact that the world is so dangerously polluted is not helping. The pollution crisis really not helping.
It will not merely provide additional answers, but open up a whole range of ever more perplexing questions.
Hey, look at these rebels. Go you. Shame we squash them instantly, but still go you. Rebels appearing left, right, and center, which is actually quite good for my for my militarism, I suppose. Can't go wrong squashing a couple of rebels on your day off. And they're not very well trained or organized, so it's quite easy to just insta-resolve them for the experience and the success. Fantastic. Although I'm not sure about that. That looks like one that I might not want to insta-resolve. They won't fight me either, because they won't be able to take the city. Sail the boats over there just in case. And yep, we're just hemorrhaging stability left, right, and center. So let's try and cover that up. Pretend like it didn't happen. Those rebels were innocent. They were asking for it. They were asking for trouble. Celebrating. Yes, my goodness, we need a cause for celebration. Nice.
Thanks to you, the high level pollution is
Global pollution has reached high, and the top polluter, the Soviets, have gained fame.
Death from
We are now, I
starvation.
believe, at pollution level
It seems that these are
2.
the times
Yeah,
that
the
pride-
atmosphere and pollution is at its highest point. Really, thanks to me, and only me. Let's just celebrate, though. We love pollution. We love celebrating pollution. Apparently. That was an easy win because I was behind walls. And not even sure what that is, but we'll sweep that up too. Look at the haze across the world. Nobody can breathe. Bibbly Boss is mutinous. The people are rising up. But we got uranium enrichment. That's pretty cool. Bibbly Boss. Come on, friend. Wait, do you not have the upgraded, Oh, no, you do. That's weird. Plus 40 stability, yes! Give me that. I'll smash down a research quarter for plus 40 all day. And actually, we might just move that to the front of the queue. Keep those boats there to sink some rebels. Didn't know you were alive right now. Here I am, Hazard, in the flesh. A surprise stream, I admit. Revolution ends. Huzzah! The effects of the enabled civics are applied again. Well, that's good. Now, let's just prevent any
People can
further
spout any sort of
revolutions by enacting the propaganda civic. That will protect us forever. I don't care about your stability now.
We accept.
More rebels quashed. Great success. And now I can finally get back to empire building, and we'll just pretend like there hasn't been these massive rebellions going on constantly. Shall we? Rebellions? What rebellions? Insta-resolve, insta-success. Thank you, rebels. Appreciate you feeding me experience. There is nuclear fission, which is really important because it's actually one of the civics. One of the civics that I want to try out here. Because it has been changed. Actually changed, not in the way that nuke-heavy people might like, though, curiously. More rebels. They're just throwing themselves at me at this point with their weird little gear icon. And I'm literally just healing these same units over and over again and fighting them, which is fantastic. More down here, which will squash that as well. Great success. The entire world is rebelling against me at this point, and fair enough! I polluted it like crazy. This is the worst timeline I've ever created. You're right, Huck. Generalissimo Jumbo. There are no rebellions in Ba Sing Se. How good. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, sure. Oh, look. More rebels. Man, the map looks beautiful when it's been polluted. But, like, doesn't it actually look so cool? I probably shouldn't say that, but it does. Let's have a look at it properly. My god, it's beautiful. Like, I know it's a bit of a wasteland, but how good. Right? Ah, I love the polluted tint. I almost wish I could turn it on forever. Like, it just looks gorgeous. I have to confess, I played a bit of Civ the other day, and I was just so unimpressed at how it looked after being spoilt by this. I mean, look at it. Oh my god, froth.com. It's so good looking. Wow. Sorry, I'll stop fanboying over how it looks, but I do think it's a gorgeous looking 4X game. And it does make Age of Empires 4 a tough sell as well. Not that Age of Empires 4 is a 4X game, but it does kind of make you think like, oh, we couldn't have made it a little bit more beautiful. I mean, I get it, it's rustic, it's appealing, it's a classic genre, and it shouldn't change too much, but a texture pack even? A Humankind beautiful shadows and lighting texture pack wouldn't go amiss. Oh, it's gorgeous. A bit of beige. Bit of beige. Alright, how much? Yes, I think I have enough influence to get that. No, I don't. It's so expensive. Alright, one more turn and we can consider that. More rebels! Instantly destroyed. I just sit in my city with my units behind my walls, and there's really no way that the rebels can do a lot to me. So, feeling pretty confident, maybe slightly cocky, but definitely confident. Look how crappy my stability is, though. It's just gonna stay on 0 forever. It's actually not. It's quite close. So, probably the Civic that we're maybe most interested in how it's changed. Oh yeah, I'd love the free cam mod. Absolutely. Basically, it's the nuclear one, right? So let's take a look. Nuclear weapons. One of the changed civics in Humankind. And it's actually the nuclear disarmament side that's been buffed, rather than the proliferation side. As you may already know, proliferation allows you to test for nuclear weapons and eventually build them. Disarmament works a bit differently now. So what does it do? Well, I think the general gist of changing nuclear disarmament in particular was that it reduces your relations base war support against you by 20, making it harder for people to accumulate war score against you as someone who favors disarmament, right? So there's a generic, of course, minus 20% war support equilibrium on relations. You get that grievance, which you've always got against people, but crucially now also a plus 10% additional fame gain bonus multiplier. And that, by the way, is across the board. Plus 10% fame gain actually makes not building nukes more interesting. As far as I was concerned before, there was really no option. You went nuclear proliferation so you could do the tests. Even if you didn't want to launch nukes, you did this anyway, because you got fame from doing it. You got fame from doing the tests, becoming the first to have a nuke. Now we receive a passive buff across all fame by 10% for going the disarmament round. So let's do it. A civic I've not chosen before, but particularly in longer games, if you can get to nuclear disarmament quickly, another reason, by the way, to continue beelining along the bottom of the tech tree, even though these costs have been adjusted and lifted up quite a bit, or a little bit anyway, I think it's still worth pursuing along the bottom of the tree here. These technologies have become even more valuable now that nuclear fission can inadvertently give you plus 10% fame for the rest of the game. This is what I tend to get when I'm Soviet. Hey, Lit Lucky, good to see ya! Fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's probably quite late for you anyway, huh? Totally fair. We're just playing around with the new patch update. What about full transcending culture plus disarmament fame build? Ooh. Transcend all the time, go disarmament, and also artistic expression for the extra aesthete fame. It's an interesting idea, Ben. It's a really interesting idea. Try and stack as many fame multipliers as possible. See if we can cheese it out. I like that a lot. Maybe we try that tomorrow. We're definitely going to try that. That's a really fun idea. A very fun idea, actually. Yeah, stability's still tanking, but one could argue that I don't really care anymore. Right? Like, who cares? It's stopping me from building stuff, which sucks, but because my empire can't revolt, and because I don't need the extra influence gain anymore, stability, non-issue in this very broken world. Other civics that I would like to try. Quite like monarchy power. That's another one that I would like to take a look at. How do we get monarchy power? Let's have a look. Do a bit of quick research on the fly. Oops, that is not what I wanted. No, someone's spammy videos come up instead. Let's have a look. Monarchy power, where are you? Monarchy power. Right. Political influence. Monarchy power. Leads to the monarchy power civic. Okay, so I need political influence to be monarchy rather than aristocracy. And then that will let me do it. Okay, so political influence. We need it to be... Am I going to be able to find it quickly? The pressure's getting to me! Where is it? Come on, Jumbo, you can do this. Do I not have it? No, I don't. I need to be an autocrat in small council. And then I can go through. Right, so I actually have to cancel this. But something weird is happening that's preventing me from cancelling it. Cannot cancel because another civic requires it. So what have I done that's trapped me into small council? It's an absolute mess, isn't it? Maybe it's Divine Mandate that's trapped me? No, it isn't. I've got trapped. We're all just 3 hours early. Yeah, totally. What I need to get to is these ones up here. And I believe the way to get to them is to first cancel leadership. I've taken the wrong path in leadership. It's not blatantly obvious, but I'm pretty sure, from what I can tell, that's what's gone wrong. We might be just too stuck. We might be just too stuck, because there isn't even a... Maybe if I cancel aristocracy, that will free it up back this way. Yeah, it has done. So I have to sort of cancel it in reverse, which is kind of weird, but alright. And now I probably have to reenact that. How annoying. Okay, that's fine. We'll just keep squashing these rebels. Hilariously, now I actually do want influence gain. How good. How good. Where are my boats that are going to destroy these rebels? Here they are. Oh no, they're just going to try and siege me from the sea. Yeah, great move. This is going to become a very regular feature as we absolutely tank our stability in this highly polluted, disgusting world. There it. No, there it's not. I was like, here it goes! Oh wait, no, that's not it actually. Is it gonna be the era of garrison spam? I think it is. More rebels flow down. Nice. Take you out while I'm here. Insta resolve that. Great success, of course. And insta resolve that as well. More great success. If I needed military stars, I am getting them now. Full Transcend Olmec. Don't even say it ain't so! The full Transcend Olmec run. It has to be. It has to be. Let me just get that extra influence on the main plaza. And then let's actually do the civics the way they're meant to go. So we go leadership. We want to be in
It may seem
autark.
but
That
at
should
least
shift
the
us
chain
up
of
that way.
command is clear.
Nice. Oh my god, we're actually gaining influence here now. Go me. Stability rather. Go the capital! Brilliant. Ooh, these fights are starting to get a bit closer, but actually they're not.
The only worry with 15 commons quarters isn't the social.
Political influence! Brilliant! Alright, we're chasing down this new civic. So now on political influence, I wanted aristocracy, didn't I? I'm pretty sure that's what I said. I did, right? No, I'm stupid. I want monarchy. Okay, so I want monarchy, which will give me minus 20% cultural wonder cost. Not mad at that, actually. So, oh yeah, actually, right. This is actually a changed civic, and then it leads to another one. So both political influence and political entitlement, if we head down the autocratic route in leadership, have changed. So political influence now is basically about choices that provide cost reductions to our districts, units, or wonders, right? So we could go aristocracy and go minus 20% on emblematic district industry cost. Quite nice, actually, for the rest of the game. Cheaper districts, cool. Or we could go monarchy and get minus 20% cost on cultural wonders. Now, if you want to go through to the next stage, monarchy power, then of course you need to choose monarchy. If you'd like to go through to a more influential stage, then go aristocracy. Okay, so it does matter and it does impact what you get to choose next. I'm going to go monarchy because that will give me options for buyout cost reductions on units and districts, and I'm particularly interested in that. Oh, you bought it for him. Oh, nice one. Damn Affinity origin sons. Did someone say Baldur's Gate? Just me? Mutinous and harker. I mean, we're trying our best, alright? We're trying our best. Let's get the Sydney Opera House built finally here. Might help us elevate up to a point where we're not Entirely mutinous. Great success. No changes to these. Bummer. It is what it is. Let's insta-resolve that.
The curves of this glorious opera
Sydney
house
Opera.
are even more impressive
Wonderful.
when you consider the fact that the plans were rescued from the trash can.
Guess I'll just blast through and grab those now that we're not actually totally mutinous rebelling over here. Damn mutinous rebels. Nothing but mutiny. Oh my god, do these rebels ever stop? I swear every turn there's a new army pumping out of Mohendaro or something. Are they struggling? They must be struggling with their stability too. Number one most impactful change so far would have to be the broader changes to stability. I think that those changes are more impactful on the overall meta and gameplay far more than any specific changes to cultures, I think. Yeah. Also, the Civics reworks are more impactful than what I thought.
They've already eaten all
Absolutely
the
more
bread
impactful than what I thought.
and now the pantry seems empty.
Great question, though. And I'd need to reflect on it a little bit more to get a proper answer, I reckon. But it feels to me like the changes to stability will be the most wide-reaching changes in the game. $20 of BG3, my god. Right, I'm not going to claim that wonder because we want to be spending our influence on civics. Let us check out... We're still mutinous. It's fine. So let's have a look at political influence, and let's go monarchy. It'll provide me with cheaper wonder costs. 20%, by the way. Massive, massive reduction.
Fewer hands there are,
And that will spread the way through to a final civic for me very soon. These units now triple promoted as they just randomly destroy all sorts of rebels that come up to them. Poor Beijing. It's losing all of its willpower. Anyway, this is the one that I was talking about. One of these really late game political civics, and probably the last one that I'll try out here today. Monarchy power. What have you got? Minus 20% district buyout cost or minus 20% unit buyout cost. This can synergize so incredibly well with gold cultures, right? I mean, this is just absurd. I love the changes to civics. I think it's great to see them buffed. I would like to see them it become a little more obvious about, like, you know, how you specifically go to unlock them and maybe reduce their costs a little more. But by and large, very cool. A very cool update. I'm going to now go away and work on some video coverage to try and sort of synergize and pull it all together in a nice place where people can come and have a look for, say, 10 minutes and figure out everything that's changed. And that will conclude this stream, I think. I think we're pretty well concluded. Thank you very much to my very generous super chat donators who donated and got the ball rolling this stream. Cornish Fishing Game, you started it off. And then Ben, Stephen, Little Kerr, and Huck finished it. Also, Little Kerr upgraded their channel membership, which is pretty cool. Thank you very much, of course, not just to the Super Chat donators, but to everyone who's joined me in this very experimental surprise stream. And that it was Philip, P. Draggy, Pete, Ben, Let Lucky, Lord Justinian, I see you. Huck, a lot of you guys have been here from close to the start too. Thomas, Oakwood, various people. Rodro, Tinker, Johnny too, Roomba. Honestly, thank you so much. This has been a really fun, surprise experimental stream. Shout out to you, Huck, for tweeting it at me. I wouldn't have noticed it as quickly if it weren't for you, so I very much appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I will be streaming probably tomorrow and the day after, maybe. I'll see how we go. It's your membership anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary, Tinker. We've made it so far. We've made it so far. Yeah, so I will probably be streaming over the weekend. Not sure if it'll be Humankind or Civ, maybe a bit of both. But either way, I'm going to go away now and really delve into the detail on this update. Try and provide a bit more conclusive, concise coverage on it. Wonderful to see the new system play out, and we'll probably experiment a bit more with it tomorrow as well. I quite like the idea of that new Transcend challenge, Ben, and I may do a little bit of investigation there. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. And enjoy your weekends. Take care, and bye-bye.